Hello, 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 hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're joining us from. I already see the chat is buzzing. We're super, super, super pumped for this evening. Welcome to Closing 2024 with Power webinar. I'm so excited and I'm happy to be your host for tonight. Welcome. Yes, let me see your excitement in the chat. Let me see your jumping, your joy, your enthusiasm, and everything. Let me see it in the chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are so welcome. I'm super pumped like you. Welcome, Coach Aziaha, I see you. Bolarinwa Olajumoke, you're welcome. Ephraim Salau, you're welcome. The Woman Beauty, you're welcome. Lady Ajike, you're welcome, 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 welcome. Coach Faye, welcome. Good to see you. Welcome, Pamela. Welcome, Chisom. You're so welcome. We're happy to be ending the year strong together. I'm so excited. You can tell from I'm just giving this cheesy smile. I'm so excited to be here, and I know you are too. I'm so happy that we're doing this together. We're here to close the year together on a loud note. We started 2024 with a bang. We started it boldly, and if you were with us at the Visioning Summit and Visioning Retreat, the theme for this year was a bold beginning and big bounce back, and we're here to end the year boldly to prepare us or launch us into 2025. So you're welcome. Let me see where you're joining us from tonight. Let me see where you're joining us from tonight. So tell me your country, where the country you're joining us from, and if you're lounging, maybe on your bed, in your office, in your living room, wherever you are, please put it in the chat so I can see. I'm so happy to have you. Welcome, Shalom. Welcome, Gloria. Welcome, Esther. Welcome, Olabisi. Welcome, welcome, welcome. The chat is so quiet. Okay, the Polish tribe is joining us from Asaba in Nigeria. Deborah is joining us from Nigeria. Dr. Newton is joining us from Germany. You're welcome. And let's take it a step further. If you're joining us maybe from a different country, tell us what the weather is like. If you're in Nigeria, tell us, is there Hamatan in your area? Is the weather cold? Is it warm? Is it hot? Let us know. Wumi is joining us from Kansas City. Joy is joining us from Oyo State. Haruna is joining us from Joe. Joe is not a country. I'll take it that that's a typo. So you're joining us from Jos, if that's correct. Chidiogo is joining us from Aba. You're welcome. What's the weather like where you are right now? Are you feeling Christmas already? Is there Christmas in the air already? Tochi, thank you to Tochi for being so specific. Say in my living room in Uyo, Nigeria, and the weather is hot. So sorry about that. Oh, Gombe is cold. Wow, please send us some of that cold, right? Because Hamatan just did us came like a flash and it disappeared. Moloko Nomvula, I hope I didn't destroy your name. You're joining us from Pretoria, South Africa. You're welcome. We're so happy to have you here. The chats are just buzzing. Is going. Coach Faye, please send us some snow. Send us some snow, please. Josiane is joining us from Maryland, and it's really, really cold. And Christmas is smiling. Christmas is smiling at some people, right? I'm not really feeling Christmassy yet, but hopefully you'll get in the mood already. Esther says it's a mixture of cold and heat. Interesting. But I'm super excited to have you. Keep it coming, please. Please tell your brothers, your sisters, your friends, your associates, your circles of power, circles of strength, your sisterhood. Please go call them. This is a free webinar, and this doesn't come by every time in IMMERSE Coaching Company. So please get them in the room so that we can review our year together and close the year strong. So get them in, right? Send them the links, share the links. Please put the links in the chat, IMMERSE admin, so they could share it with their friends as well and have everyone join us here this evening. Someone says, I can't feel Christmas in this village. Christmas will come to you. Let's all receive the Christmas spirit together. Oh, so happy and so excited to be here. You're all welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you all for being here with us this evening. Thank you all for joining us. For those of us who are new here, this is our annual closing webinar. So where we come to review the year together and then also strategically plan and prepare for the new year, right? And the interesting thing about this webinar is it always comes with DDK's signature self-evaluation blueprint, right? So it's not just for now. After now, you take the blueprint with you, maybe have some time in the retreat alone to go and answer the questions, critical questions on how your year has been, right? And we'll get into all that in a bit. So you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. You are welcome. We're happy to have you. Please keep it coming, right? Someone say, just got my rice. Oh, patience. That's so good to hear, right? That's so good to hear. But I hope the year has been so wonderful for us. The year has been so good. I'm so happy to be here with you all this evening. And I welcome you all on behalf of IMMERSE Coaching Company and our lead coach, Debola Dejikurumi, who you'll be seeing in a bit. We welcome you to tonight's closing 2024 with Power webinar, right? So thank you for letting us know where you're joining us from. Thank you for also letting me know what the weather is like, where you are, right? And if it's feeling Christmassy already. Hopefully from when we get into the weekend and into the week of Christmas, we'll sort of smell and feel Christmas in the air and all the feels that come with it. All right. I want us to do something quickly. I want us to just quickly review our year on a general sense before we get into the actual coaching session with DDK, right? So if we had to describe how 2024 has been, what would it be for you? And I'll come down to the specifics, right? So while you're thinking about that, and I don't just want vague responses like, oh, powerful, oh, power packed, or this. I want a bit of specific information, right, that describes why your year has been that way, something like that. But before we come to that, for us, say Mercy Field 2024, I need some context to that, Grace, but we're coming to you. I want us to also, I want to share how 2024 has been for us at IMMERSE Coaching Company. Like we said, 2024 was a year of, or is, I'm saying was because we're entering 2025. In fact, I'm already in 2025. I put up a post on social media today, and I was like, as we're winding down 2025, and I'm like, girl, you're already ahead. Take it easy. So 2024 for us at IMMERSE has indeed been a year of a bold year and a year of major and big bounce back. So I want us to watch a short video and I'll be back shortly. Studio, do we have the video ready?
2024 for us at IMMERSE has been a year of bold beginnings and big bounce backs. We recorded remarkable results, explored new frontiers, celebrated milestones, increased our impact and our community members, experienced personal successes, personally and professionally. We have continued to fulfill our vision to build Africa by releasing the greatness in its visionaries through transformational coaching that empowers individuals and institutions to transform our continent for good. As we strategically close out the year and plan for the year ahead, the Visioning Summit and Retreats will help you connect with a guiding compass as we explore significant shifts, wealth multipliers, future-shaping opportunities, and highest leverage assets for 2025. It will serve as a launchpad, empowering participants with accurate insights, pragmatic perceptions, and vital visions for the upcoming year. This is a rare opportunity to position yourself as part of the top 1% in our fluid and ever-changing world of work. You will be able to design purpose-driven goals that align with your destiny DNA, allowing for a place of rest from which to create. Access the early bird discount for the retreat from now till Sunday, December 22nd, 2024. Registering for the retreat already gives you free access to the summit. Position yourself for 2025, the year of the blessed life and dominion.
All right. Who was excited for us at IMMERSE Coaching Company? Who is excited for us? Who is excited for us at IMMERSE Coaching Company? If you're just joining us, welcome to 2024 closing webinar. It's our annual webinar where we come to review our year. We come to share our wins. We come to really review our year along 10 critical areas using DDK's signature self-evaluation blueprint. So we'll get into that shortly as well. But I have just asked us to answer in a bit of detail how 2024 was for us. And like the video shared with us, 2024 indeed was a year of bold beginnings. We stepped into things that we haven't done before, and it was a year of big bounce backs. There were remarkable results that were recorded. We explored new frontiers, new territories. We celebrated major milestones. We increased our impact. Our community members experienced personal successes. Just hearing the testimonials and stories of our people all over has really warmed our hearts, right? And because of your support, because of you being part of our community and even engaging on all fronts with us, you have helped us to continue to fulfill our vision at IMMERSE, which is to build Africa by releasing the greatness in its visionaries. That's yourself and myself through the power of transformational coaching, which is what we are known for at IMMERSE Coaching Company, that continues to empower everyday individuals, everyday people like me, like you, empower institutions and organizations to continue to bring about transformation, right? And our vision and mission at IMMERSE are centered in the transformational loop, where we believe that a transformation starts in the mind, right? And when it starts in your mind, it brings about transformation in your life. And when you've been transformed, you go about bringing about transformation in the world or in your society. That's pretty much how it works. It first starts in your mind, then your life, then the society. So thank you so much for being part of our transformation story as well. Anyone who knows us at IMMERSE and who is used to this closing webinar, you will know that it's not just about reviewing your year, it's to prepare you strategically for the new year. And that's why we also use this as an avenue to inform you about our visioning events coming up at the start of 2025. Is our annual event that helps you prepare yourself and have leverage for the coming year. Anybody here who attends our visioning events will know that it's like a cheat code for the year. Not even like, it is a cheat code for the year, right? Because our lead coach is not just a coach, she is a pro coach inside. If you know, you know, she's a pro coach. So we have all the expo about what is to come in the year, how to strategically plan and position ourselves for the new year. So coming back, and I'm coming to you all, right? But coming back to some of the major milestones and the new frontiers that we explored at IMMERSE. We started off the year with our Visioning 2024 Summit, onto our Visioning 2024 retreats, just to start out and plan the year. Then we had 2 international coaching retreats this year. Right, coaching retreats. I'm not talking about VLC. I'll come to VLC. So we had our Marrakesh coaching retreat and our New Jersey coaching retreat. Right, that's never been done before in IMMERSE. So we had 2 international coaching retreats at the start of the year. We had Majestic Manifesto 2024. Who was at Majestic Manifesto? If I'm calling your events, please just rep in the chat. Right, if you started with us from Visioning 2024 Summit, onto the retreats, then onto Marrakesh coaching retreats, then onto, in fact, I missed one, the Visioning 2024 retreat for nonprofits and social enterprises. If you were there, please rep in the chat. The chat is so quiet. I was just thinking that these are new people, right? Because our people have been with us. Okay, I'm seeing the chat buzzing now. I'm seeing it buzzing. Then we had Majestic Manifesto. The interesting thing about Majestic Manifesto, some of you might just feel it was a celebratory conference in honor of our CEO, but it was not just that. This was the inaugural version in honor of our CEO's 40th birthday, but it was a paradigm shifting event, actually, because what we used the Majestic Manifesto to do was, while celebrating DDK and her life and her legacy and how much impact she had made over 4 decades, it was an event just to also shift your mind and your thinking, right? And offering, like, through DDK's life, basically was like a live blueprint to craft your own life's masterpiece. So it was a convergence of faith, of empowerment, of lifestyle. It was an all-round beautiful event. Then we had the launch of Ayike Regal. Who remembers Ayike Regal? Right? I'm even wearing like one of our perfume brands now, right? So a lifestyle brand for unique pieces, signature scents, and all of that. And then we went on to let me see. We had LAC 2024 Live Away Conference. This year, what we tried to do, we ran it as an impact project at IMMERSE at the University of Lagos, right? So we partnered with Scale Up Africa to bring about like tech training and our ICC coaches rather to train the young girls, empower the young generation to look beyond the university and what an education has to offer, to think big and all of that. So that was a really, really remarkable one for us at IMMERSE. It was not an external event, but an in-house impact project as well. Then, of course, we had our cycles, our membership cycles. Who is a community member here? And by community member, I mean a member of Immerse Inner Circle. Let me see in the chat. If you're in Immerse Inner Circle, please put it in the chat. I'll give you a special greeting or a special dance if I'm in the mood. If you're an Immerse Inner Circle member, please let me see in the chat. So we had our cycle membership, cycle 12, cycle 13. And guess what? We celebrated a decade of transformation because Immerse Coaching Company turned 10 good years. You people are too quiet. You people are too quiet, please. Immerse turned 10 years this year, right? Immerse turned 10 good years, 10 solid years this year. Do you know what 10 is? Like you're running a business, you're bringing about impact for 10 years. People start and they're not able to continue, right? But what was birthed in the heart of DDK has grown and has continued over the years and has remained. Businesses struggle with sustainability. So we thank God for how far he has brought us and just, how like for helping us be in existence. It was a major, or it is a major milestone for us, celebrating a decade of transformation. Then the New Jersey coaching retreat, I talked about it as well. If you were in New Jersey with DDK, let me see you in the chat. Then, of course, we had our Visioning Summit Next 150. You see, Immerse, we just keep on giving and giving and giving because usually we would start the year with our Visioning Summit and then close the year with our closing 2024 closing webinar, right? But in between, we felt like there's a gap, right? Between when you start the year, a lot of people lose momentum, lose motivation. They're not able to continue and carry on, right? So we just felt, why don't we get into the middle of the year and just give you that surge of power, the energy boost to continue. And if you feel like, okay, I've wasted January till June, it's not too late. You can start, you can continue your year, right? So we had the Visioning 2024 Next 150 Summit, which we had alongside, we used that to also launch the Healing Boot Camp. If you were in the Healing Boot Camp, describe it in one word, one sentence. How was it? Healing Bootcamp with our dear coaches, Coach TFA, Coach Tomisin. Thank you so much for partnering with us. The interesting thing about us at Immerse is, I love it. Dr. Newton says, I really needed the next 150 summit. It powered me for the rest of this year. I love it. That we're glad to hear that. We're glad to hear that, right? And please feel free to leave your thoughts and your comments in the chat as we're walking through the events that happened this year for us. So for back to what I was saying, for us at Immerse, we believe so much in the power of transformation, which is what we're about. Now, there's a limit to what we can offer or what we can do, but we've decided not to be held back by our own limitations or the boundaries of our services. So we still partner with organizations, individuals to see how we can bring transformation to you, even if it's beyond what we offer, right? So we partnered with coaches on our ICC Coaching Council to bring about the Healing Bootcamp for you. And I know it was really healing for a lot of people, right? It was healing, like Sanu Grace has said. Then, of course, we celebrated VLC. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. VLC 2024 was like no other, because this was the first year we celebrated Visionary Leadership Conference in 3 locations. In fact, when we had the vision casting session with the CEO, it seemed, I won't say far-fetched, but it seemed big. It seemed big. And that's really, oh, please allow me to brag about IMMERSE Coaching Company. Allow me to brag about IMMERSE Coaching Company. Allow me to brag about our team members, right? With the quality and standard of, and the magnitude of events and projects that we run. Oh my God. You would think that we're a 50-man team. But you know, one team member is equivalent to like 5 or 10 people. No cap. No cap. So I'm really, really proud of us. I'm really proud of us for Visionary Leadership Conference. We had the VLC Lagos, no, the US pod, the Lagos edition, and then the UK pod, with our coaches, our speakers, our keynote speakers, Dr. Oleg, Brett Johnson, and all the wonderful people, guest mentors who came on board. Who was at VLC? Rep in the chat if you were at VLC 2024. You can tell us I was at VLC Lagos, I was at VLC UK, I was at VLC US, or I was at all locations for VLC. That one, I will give you a free ticket to Visionary Retreats right now. Yes. So put it in the chat, right? So that's it. And then now we're here closing the year strong. You will indeed agree with me that 2024 for us at IMMERSE was beautiful, was bold, like really bold. There are remarkable wins, which I've just shared with you. And once again, thank you for standing with us. Thank you for believing in our vision. Thank you for partnering with us and trusting us for your own transformation journey. All right, now I want to do something. If you are at all events that I called, let me see how many events. So I called Visionary Summits. Okay, no, I would merge Visionary Summit and retreats together. No, I won't merge it. So summit, retreats, then summit next 150. That's 3. Marrakesh 4. Cycle membership 5. Majestic Manifesto 6. New Jersey retreats 7. Healing Bootcamp 8. VLC, any of the VLCs 9. IMMERSE 10th anniversary 10. And then closing 2024 with power 11. If you are at all 11, give yourself 11 over 11. If you are at 2, give yourself 2 over 11. Let's keep it coming, please. And then you put the one you were in the chat. If you're at all 11 events, put in the chat. We might have something amazing for you. Put it in the chat. So VLC and Majestic Manifesto, I love it. Temitope Oyewole, wow. Can you list the ones that you are in? I would love to see and celebrate you especially. I would love to see the event you are in. 2 over 11, that's fine. And if this is your first event with us, you can put one, you can just write newbie here. This is my first event, and we'll celebrate you specially. Coach Ife, 8 over 11. Can you put the events you were in, if it's not so much of an ask? If it's not so much of an ask, put it in the chat. Let me know. Newbie here. Oh my goodness. I see a lot of newbies. Ivy, Esther, Gift, Anastasia, Lillian, Boluwatife, Kaku, Rachel. No, not Rachel. You're all welcome. We're so happy to have you here this evening. We're so happy to have you here this evening. Welcome. This is closing 2024 with Power webinar. We're happy to have you. Now on to the next question for today. I've gone through what 2024 was like for us at IMMERSE Coaching Company. Now it's an opportunity for me to also hear from you in a bit of detail, right? If not that this is YouTube, I would have wanted us to unmute and speak, but just explain how 2024 has been for you and what shaped or framed the year for you that way. Let me hear from you. Let me hear. Let me see. Let me get into the chats. Oh, you're so welcome. You've come to the right place. Okay, Temitope was at the Summit Retreat 150 Majestic Manifesto Cycle 13 Healing Bootcamp VLC UK closing webinar. I love it. I love it. Okay, someone says 2024 was a learning year for me, especially with ILDP. I love it. I love it. 2024 opened her up. This piece say 2024 opened her up with hosting a first ticketed physical conference. I love it. It was indeed a bold year for you. From the sound of that, it was a bold year for you. 2020, someone says, I saw and experienced the power of a strong and visionary community by being intentional with the next 150 challenge. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me hear from you, please. I'm still reading the chat. 2024 was a year I struggled spiritually in terms of personal work with God. Thanking God for ILDP opened a lot to me. Thank you for sharing. It's been a learning curve for me. I've experienced seasons that have pushed me to trust God more. That's great to hear. 2024 was a great mind shift for me through ILDP. A lot of people, I see a lot of ILDP people here. You're welcome. Thank you for joining us. I reopened my training school. I launched my mentoring program. I went through, oh, it's moving so fast. ILDP. This year is a bold year. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Now, because the theme for this year at IMMERSE is or was bold, bold beginnings, big bounce backs. I'm curious to hear, did anybody experience like a bold? I know from some of the things we've shared, 2024 has indeed been a bold year because some of us, and like I also shared at IMMERSE, we stepped into uncharted or new territories, right? So did anybody step into like new territories? How did you have a bold 2024, or how did you have a big bounce back, right? What were some of the things that you had done in the past that you promised yourself, I'm not doing again, or even if you cut my throat, I'm not going to enter and do, but then you decide that you're going to bounce back from it and move, like overcome your fears and all. So how did you do that? I'll still be reading. The Visioning Summit was really needed. I started doing things I didn't know I was capable of doing. Like what? Lemuela, like what? Please go into details a bit if you don't mind sharing. Dr. Newton said, I came into 2024 with a book to write, had to pause it because my workload was a lot at the middle of the year. Next 150 powered me to finish the book and it will be released next year. Yay, congrats. We're happy to hear that. Balogun Yemi says 2024 opened me up to bold beginnings. I was intentional about trying new stuff with a very big and bold approach, and I loved every bit of it. Okay, what was your big and bold approach? Please let us know. I'm still reading in chat. I had my first baby this year. It was such a rebirth for me. Mercy, virtual hug. I'm hugging you especially because I had my first baby this year too, and it was indeed a significant year for me as well. Congratulations. Congratulations. Took up my medical career again. That's so profound. Congratulations. My bold 2024 was taking the boy child advocacy to other states in Nigeria, aside the states I reside. Okay. All right, please keep it coming. Okay. Please keep it coming in the chats. I spoke to a community of ladies on emotional intelligence. That was my first time. Oh, the chats are moving so fast. That was my first time speaking on that topic. Okay. 2024 was my year of embodying many of my lessons. Oh, I see DDK's beautiful face. I just got distracted, you guys. Welcome, 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 DDK. We're so excited to have you. We've just been recapping our bold 2024. I shared some of our wins. If you were listening, I was sharing some of our wins at Immerse Coaching Company, and how 2024 was indeed a bold year for us. And we stepped into many remarkable things, experienced miraculous milestones. I was just even saying how we expanded with VLC 2024 this year in 3 different locations, right? And I'm just so excited. I'm so excited this night. Before DDK comes up, can you just put in the chat your expectations for tonight? It's not just a class to come and mark your attendance and say, oh, I did good, I did not do good. You're coming to holistically review your year across 10 critical areas, right? So you're taking that aerial view of your life, right, to review your year from an aerial view where you're seeing like the big picture. So the whole idea behind this is that aerial view helps you see the big picture so that you're seeing how the year has been and the impact it will have on your next level on the new year, right? So that's the review we're doing. It's also help you to build an action plan for the new year. So on areas where you scored low, what are you doing about it? What significant steps will you be taking to do something and to craft like your growth areas and launch the best version of yourself, and also plan and envision your dream 2025. I started off by saying that this event, this closing 2024 webinar, is so significant for the new year, right? Because you unlock a new sense of assignment and alignment for your life. You receive the clarity you need for 2025 ahead of the new year. So who is excited? Let me see in the chat. Let me see in the chat. Let me see your expectations as well. I love it. Ogochuku says she wants to realistically see how much he has grown. Yes. And strategically envision for 2025. Who said, Mommy, oh, you people should be serious. It's a serious event. All right. Thank you guys so much. I want you to get your journals. I want you to get your blueprints. If you haven't downloaded the blueprint, Immerse, please put it in the chat. You can still download it now and you continue to use it after this event. So it's not a one-time thing. You still have some time for yourself to go through it, right? So download the blueprint if you haven't gotten it and come prepared. Put away all distractions. This is not the time to go and cook beans, please. It's not the time to go and make Indomie or to stay on your bed. I'm with you, but you're dozing off. Please, just let's close 2024 strong and let's hold our hands together and launch into 2025. So without much ado, I want you to join me as I welcome our lead coach and our founder of Immerse Coaching Company, the beautiful, the amazing, my leader, my mentor, my manager, my pro coach, Debola. You're welcome, man. We're so happy to
I'm
have
really
you.
excited to be here. And it's been a while that we've had NDB with us. You know, she's been on mat leave. So that's extra exciting for all of us, having you back here, NDB. I'm trying to ensure that I've got my mics on the highest, but I believe that we're good to go. Confirm that you can hear me on your side, NDB. Can you hear me well? Fantastic. So glad to have you back. And thank you so much for setting us up for a remarkable evening today. I'm truly delighted to be here with each of you. I heartily celebrate you. I'm proud of you. And I congratulate you on 2024. What kind of year has this been? For real, you know, it's been extremely memorable, extremely remarkable. Many of us have answers that we're so thankful for. And I feel like this is that year that we're still going to be using its answers for many other years to come. So I congratulate you. I'm so excited for you. We've really been carried on the wings of grace, carried on the wings of great favor. And here we are on the 15th of December. We're halfway through the final month of year 2024. So great congratulations and you're welcome. I know that a number of you were plugged into other streams of my opportunity to serve you beyond IMMERSE. Some of you connected through VCAP, some of you connected through Ideation Hub Africa, some of you are part of ILDP. And I'm just generally very excited by every opportunity that I have had this year to serve your greatness, to partner with you in purpose, and to propel you into your possibilities. Thank you for giving me that opportunity to be a part of your world, for giving me access into your heart, and for using the resources that I have created to produce remarkable empowerment in your life. I'm proud of each of you for the work that you've put in, and I know that there is still so much more to come, so much more to come. So we're going to make the most of this precious night. Let me keep my eyes well on my clock. We're going to make the most of tonight, and this is just to help you set into the ambience that you need to intentionally create as you come into closure as far as 2024 is concerned. There are still 2 weeks in this year, and I believe that there are still 2 big weeks for you. Many great things can still happen, but I'm also thankful for all the remarkable things that have happened already. It's been a bold year, 100%. We are confirming that it's been a bold year, and you're moving from a bold year into a blessed year. 2025 is a very great year. It's a very great year, but it's a year that you're going to need to navigate with a lot of wisdom. It's a year that will justify the wise, you see. So I want to walk that path with you 100%. I want to help you make your declaration of dominion. I want to help you make 2025 what it is, your unprecedented opportunity. And we're going to get an opportunity to still explore that, a bit more, and to help you start to prime your heart for a very, very significant 2025, a very incredible 2025, a very profound 2025. I know that we have provided the blueprint, and I want to encourage you to, ensure that you download your copy and you get ready for a great conversation. We're going to be here for just a short while, but we're going to make you really count, okay? Yeah, but we're going to make you really count. So I want to speak to you just for a moment, just for maybe about 3 to 5 minutes, or maybe 10, DDK, but I'm going to keep it short. I just want to speak to you about how to think about this evening or this afternoon, wherever you are, and how to prepare yourself for what is coming today. Why are we having this conversation? Why are we here on this call? Why does it matter for us to have this, closing out of the year webinar? I have shared that. I shared it by email, and I shared it on Instagram as well. How so many people know how to start a year, but they don't know how to effectively end it. We're here because you require, actually, believe me, a greater level of intentionality in closing a year than beginning it. I'm telling you, I know that, you may struggle a little bit with that, because the way that you end a year impacts on how you start it. And so if you want to start your year great, ending it correctly gives you the launch pad and the leverage. It's half the work. I'm telling you, how you end a year, you can catch up. You can catch up as you go on in a new year, even if you didn't have a great head start, right? But if you don't close your year well and you run along into the new year, you may miss things. Thank you, Nkem. My voice is back and is getting stronger. Thank you so much. You may miss things that you will not be able to recover because of the principle of intensity, frequency, recency. The principle of intensity, frequency, and recency leans into the understanding that for you to effectively reflect and to juice out the wisdom that a season has for you, you have to achieve that reflection within a certain duration and a certain timeline that is not too distant from the core events, right? So the end of the year is a really remarkable time because you still have a lot of freshness about the events of that year for you to be able to reflect. Ideally, if you have practiced reflection every month, every quarter, what you will be doing at the end of the year is to then begin to collate the insights you have drawn in each of those specific milestones, monthly, quarterly, weekly, etc. But let's say you've not even really been able to do that. The first big reason it matters for us to have this time together is because how you end a year is sometimes even more important than how you start the next one. And many of us are going to get into the Vision in 2025 summit and retreats with me. So 100%, I'm going to move you in the direction of giving your year a great head start. But it's important that you close out this year correctly so that it really sets you up for 2025. A second big reason it matters for us to be here is the principle of homegrown wisdom. Put that in the chats if you can hear me and it's already resonating. The principle of homegrown wisdom is really about the fact or the truth that there are some insights that you require to move forward, and you can't find them anywhere else but within your own story and within your own life. And this is just the truth. Sometimes onward and forward will only be triggered by looking inward. Actually, quite a number of times. Onward and forward is often triggered by inward, right? So many of us search for foresight, right? But you may not be able to unlock foresight without insight. If you don't take homegrown wisdom, you might not be able to crack a strategy for your future. So there's something your yesterday is telling you that is going to give you an answer for your tomorrow. Now, there's a song that is sung in my language, and I'm going to sing a part of it, and then I'll tell you what it means. It says, "Àná mi sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ ṣeun o, òní mi sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ ṣeun o, ọ̀la mi á sọ̀rọ̀, ẹ ṣeun o, ìjìnlẹ̀ nínú ìjìnlẹ̀, ẹ ṣeun o." It says, my yesterday is speaking. My today is speaking. On the account of what yesterday and today are telling me, my future is also communicating to me. I thank you. The mystery that is rooted in mysteries, I thank you. Look at this. The way that you can eulogize as well as unlock the mysterious dimensions of God is often connected in the degree to which you can unearth his dealings within your life. One of the most powerful mysteries about spiritual revelation, about insights, instructions, and inspiration is that one of the most powerful mysteries that many people don't uncover early is that a major pathway of heavenly correspondence is the events in your life. A major pathway of heavenly correspondence. Many people think about inspiration and spirituality as this external invasion, something coming and something they don't have. So they feel like they're always searching for this thing. Whereas there is a huge dimension of heavenly cargo, heavenly correspondence that is being transported on the highway of your life, and it's homegrown. It's within your story. It's within your experience. It's within your mistakes. It's within your lessons. It's within your relationships. It's in your quietness. It's in your getting up and lying down. And if you're going to be a really remarkable visionary, if you're going to live your life and you're going to reduce your error margin, and I'm going to talk about that next, you have to be a person who really practices homegrown wisdom, right? And then from homegrown wisdom, there's also something that I really teach, and it's the principle of transferable wisdom. Homegrown wisdom shows you what's working and what's not working. Transferable wisdom allows you carry the models in what is working and move it into what is not working within your own life. And you start to find your answers, right? So it matters that we're here, and it matters that when we leave here, you still take this blueprint and you sit with it and you make sure that you really unpack it. I'm giving you a tool for closing out your year. Don't joke with it. I know it's a free resource and there's so many free downloadable things, but If you found your teachers, you have to be extremely intentional to access the insights that belong to you. So, we're talking the power of reflection and how I don't want you to go into 2025 before starting to think about 2024, right? You've got the principle of intensity, recency, and frequency that could favor how you can excavate and unpack some of the remarkable answers that this year has for you. And you don't have to do it in a vacuum. You don't have to be like, DDK, how am I going to do this thing? Give me a moment. I have too many fragrances on, so it's really stimulating me. I use them when I'm worshiping or meditating. So it's distracting me because thoughts are coming into my mind different from this conversation. So I've put one off. I'll see if I feel better. Okay. Looks like I'm back. I'm hopeful that we will make the most of this time. We've got an interesting energy situation right now, but let's see how we proceed. Okay, so let me know if you can hear me. Put it in the chats if I'm back. Can you hear me? Is it back now? Lovely. Okay, thank you, Aniola. So we're highlighting how critical it is for you to take this blueprint. And every time we see someone say that is not back, they don't have the blueprint, we will continue to share the link so that you can download. But we do have this critical requirement, right, to ensure that we're closing out the year well. So the power of reflection, the power of homegrown wisdom, the power of transferable wisdom. I want to share one more big reason why it's really important for us to be here and to have this conversation. It is important for you to see how your life is working. Your life is working, but you have to see how, right? You have to see how your life is working. For some of you, you have a great sense of success from this year, but your success is not yet a school. And if your success is not a school, it cannot be sustained. Do you understand? You don't want to be a one hit wonder. You don't want to be an accidentally great person, and you're not able to replicate it or teach it or, recreate it. You've got to see how your life is working. It matters for you to see how your life is working. Now, it matters for you to know that your life is working. That's a whole different conversation because there's some people who even feel like their lives are not working and things are just not going the way they want it to go. Things not going the way you want it to go does not mean that your life is not working, right? You not attaining the success that you desire or the goals you set does not mean your life is not working. Losing things or losing people that matter to you does not mean your life is not working, right? You just have to understand how it's working. So there are people who are successful, but they don't know how their lives are working and they can't replicate it. Now, there are also people who have had a difficult year, and you have to understand the success that has existed in your strain, in your struggles. You have to understand the gain that has existed in your strain. You have to understand the achievements that has existed in your agitations. You have to understand the advance that has existed in your adversity, right? So even if you've had a difficult year, you still have to see how your life worked and take those principles and take those tools with you. So that is why we're here, right? As we get into this journaling experience, you are going to get a sense. Oh gosh, I can see that something I'd already put here has been, okay, it's still here. Lovely. My slides are still there, right? So you have to be able to see how your life is working so that you can replicate success and so that you can scale success, so that you can pivot where the need exists and you can continue to build, precept upon precept on what is working in your life, okay, and how your life is working. So those are just thoughts that I believe matter before we get on into the time that we have here today. I'm actually extremely excited to do this with you. Welcome to Sharon. If this is your first time being with us at an IMMERSE coaching community experience, put it in the chats, please, so that we can celebrate you the IMMERSE way. Shalom Egbebi, you are welcome to the family, and we're so delighted to have you here tonight. If this is your first time with us, if you put it in the chat, you'd 100% find someone else who is calling your name and celebrating you. Welcome, Amara Chishi, lawyer, Olua Pelumi. You're welcome, Olua Tamilore. Welcome, Miracle Love, Florence Jesululua. Welcome, Oluwaseun Yekola, Chinemerem Kikelomo, Miss Ifi Chioma, Loretta, Oluwadara. Welcome to each of you. It's an absolute joy to share these moments with you. I'm going to go ahead and, share my screen this evening. And if you let me know on that side that you can see my screen, I'd be excited about that. And we'll get right on into our session tonight. Let me know if you're able to see my screen. I welcome all our first timers, and I'm so pleased. I love it. Stephanie says, welcome, DDK Tribers. That is so cool. I love it. Okay, you can see my screen. Welcome, welcome, welcome again. And we're going to get right into the business of today. Congratulations again on year 2024. Congratulations on the miracles that have broken out of your life this year. Congratulations on the joy. Congratulations on the justifications. Congratulations on the value you created and how it validated you. Congratulations on the purpose and the potential and the possibilities. Congratulations on the wealth and the wisdom. Congratulations on the challenges and the charge. Congratulations on the alignment and the assignment. Congratulations for the opportunities and the open doors. Congratulations. That you're here today is a proof that there's so much more ahead of you and you're going to experience it. We are still in 2024, and I was more than excited to put this affirmation here for you because we're still carrying on with these convictions that have marked our year, and you're still going to see some of these miracles breaking open in your 2025. Okay, so declare that this is your exponential 2024, and you will continue to be at the cutting edge of divine attunement, alignment, and assignment. Declare that your life is as an open space, granting access to the best ideas, gifts, events, people, experiences, and opportunities that have been prepared for you this year. In this very year, your life is a powerful proof of God's goodness. You keep experiencing bold beginnings and big bounce backs. Your valiant vision and awakened assignments have become resounding realities on the earth realm. In this year of resilient resurgence, I want you to declare that you're manifesting in life and living the fullness and fulfillment of every divine design and destiny developments that God has ordained for your rise and your reign this year and in this decade. I want you to envision that in the course of this decade, you will dig wealth wells and you will buy up fruitful fields with pearls and precious stones. Your success systems are strong as you build bountiful barns for your forthcoming heavy harvest. I want you to envision that and declare that my harvest is going to be heavy and heavenly in the course of this decade, in my health, my personal brand, my career, my business, my vision, my academics, my relationships, my family, my marriage, in my mind, in my body, in my finances, in my ministry, spirituality. My harvest will be heavenly and it will be heavy. I will live, I will prosper, I will thrive, I will walk in my best moments, and my harvest will be a proof that my seeds have not gone to waste. You will dig wealth wells this year, this decade. The coming years are going to bring you great reward of harvest that is heavy and heavenly. This is my year of yes. It's my year of yes. I am ready and I respond to my purpose and potential. And that is a really remarkable confession to declare that indeed I am ready and I respond to my higher purpose and potential. And as I pursue God's plans and purposes, heaven's supernatural supply, support, and succor will set me apart as forever favored and permanently blessed. I want you to permanently preserved. I want you to declare that I'm forever favored and I'm permanently preserved. 2024 will bring me into prepared places, oiled opportunities, awakened answers, anointed abundance, angelic announcements, inspired ideas, excellent execution, and major moves. We are not leaving major moves behind in 2024. So you can boldly declare that it's going to go with you into your decade. We are not leaving bold beginnings behind in 2024. It's going with us into the decade. We're not leaving favor. We're not leaving preservation. We're not leaving profit. We're not leaving announcement. We're not leaving excellence. We're not leaving, divine opportunities behind. They're still going with us into the coming year. We're experiencing unexplainable favor everywhere we turn, and we're surrounded by God's best gifts of true friends and family, loyal confidants, wise counselors, generous donors, influential voices, kind associates, spiritual leaders, and mentors. And everywhere we go, we have people who give and receive value from us. Forever favored, permanently preserved. It's still that kind of season. It's still that kind of season, and I rejoice with you. As usual, I have some quotes for you. They touched me very deeply. I believe they'll do the same for you. So let's jump right into it. Look at this first one by Confucius. He says, by 3 methods we may learn wisdom. First, by reflection, which is the noblest. Second, by imitation, which is the easiest. And third, by experience, which is the bitterest. By 3 methods, we may learn wisdom. First, by reflection, which is extremely noble. Second, by observing and imitating, which is really easy to do. And third, by experience, which is the toughest and the bitterest, right? That's such a powerful quote. Look at this one by Margaret Whitley. It says, without reflection, we go blindly on our way, creating more unintended consequences and failing to achieve anything useful. This is good. This is good. Look at this one by Dennis Diderot. He says, there are 3 principal means of acquiring knowledge: observation of nature, reflection, and experimentation. Observation collects facts, reflection combines them, experimentation verifies the results of that combination. This is good. Look at this one by Angelis Arian. In the sweet territory of silence, we touch the mystery. It's the place of reflection and contemplation, and it's the place where we can connect with the deep knowing to the deep wisdom way. In the sweet territory of silence, we touch the mystery. In the sweet territory of silence, we touch the mystery. In the sweet territory of silence, we touch the mystery. In a few minutes, I'm going to tell you some very remarkable things that you must do before this year is over. And then we'll get into our journaling experience. But I want your heart to be primed to really reckon that you are in a very, very remarkable time of the year. The end of the year is a significant part of the year, and it's often the time where people are caught in the hustle and bustle that they miss the beauty of ending the year well so that they can start the next year better. And it doesn't have to be big things. I'm going to show you simple things that can really help you close your year well, right? And they're not in my slides, right? So you have to be with your journal, listen with your inner ears, and determine that you will take action. Don't worry. IMMERSE will surely send you a reminder of this action list because it's important that you spend the next 2 weeks working on them. And they're really simple things, but they would impact your year remarkably. This one, I know it as my living experience because I create space for silence. I touch majestic mysteries regularly. Because I create space for silence, I touch majestic mysteries regularly. And you could put that, in the chats and make it yours. You can, use the chats to connect with that declaration, and you can take it on going forward from now, that you're going to be a visionary who creates space for silence, for solitude, and for sabbathing, right? So I'm able to touch majestic mysteries in the magnificence of meditation. Oh my God. I love how that sounds. Look at this one. Jonathan Hughes says, celebrate endings for they precede new beginnings. Celebrate endings for they precede new beginnings. Celebrate endings for they precede new beginnings. This is so good. This one is so good, right? I'm going to tell you my favorite, and we are almost there. I love this one by Elizabeth Isaacs as well. She says, time makes up the pages that will be your story. Every time your life changes, you start a new chapter. To me, there's nothing more depressing than a person getting to the end of their days and realizing they've only written one long, boring passage. Says time makes up the pages of your story. Every time your life changes, you start a new chapter, right? So what we are experiencing today is using chronology intentionally. It is layering on time intention that can help you flip a new chapter in your life, ensuring that what is occurring naturally in time is also becoming a miracle for you. Right? And I'm coming to a few remarkable things I want to show you in a few, in less than 2 hours, and we'll be on our way. But I believe that if you implement them, you are in better stead to get into 2025, right? This is my favorite. It's by Pema Chodron. She says, the most fundamental aggression to ourselves, the most fundamental harm we can do to ourselves is to remain ignorant by not having the courage and the respect to look at ourselves honestly and gently. I'm going to give you a moment to read this by yourself and to just take it in, because I feel like there's something rather profound sitting in this quote. It's breathtaking. She describes the most fundamental aggression to ourselves, the most fundamental harm that we could do to ourselves is when we're ignorant, when we choose to remain in self-aggravating ignorance, self-defeating ignorance. When we choose an ignorance that is unsafe for us, unsafe for our vision, unsafe for the generations coming after us. When we choose an ignorance that is dangerous because we are choosing to be enslaved by the tyranny of the ordinary, right? and by the perpetual rush of city life, or by digital dementia, always on the go, always binging on something, always scrolling away, or even the affliction of sleep, those sort of things. She says that this is a fundamental aggression and harm that we can do to ourselves if we choose to remain ignorant, because we're not having that courage and that respect to look at ourselves honestly and gently. Honestly and gently. I love it. Isn't it? Says that's where the emphasis is. I love it. You need courage and you need self-respect to take out the time because you believe you deserve it. To stop saying that, DDK, where am I going to find the weekend? Like, I don't have anyone who's going to be with my kids. To stop saying that, to stop saying, how am I going to do it? I'm just so busy. To reckon that every time you're too busy to pause, it's a kind of aggression against your soul. Every time, your heart tugs you to sit with something and to really unravel it, and you refuse to do that, it's a kind of fundamental harm. She says we require courage and respect, right? Abimbola 100% will get a copy of the affirmation to you. If you're on my mailing list, I'll send it, after this call, maybe tonight or tomorrow. But I'll be happy to share with you, and I'll be happy to share the one coming in 2025 when it's ready as well. It's called the Declaration of Dominion, and it's my best affirmation of a year ever. It's really good. And when you layer it on the exponential decade, boom, right? So we can't afford to be too busy for our breakthroughs. We can't be perpetually in a hurry that we can't really rise into heights. You always have to choose hurry or heights, safety or significance, business or breakthroughs, right? Misery or majestic mysteries. And it's a choice that we always have to make. She says it takes courage and respect to look at ourselves honestly and gently. You have to be able to look at yourself. And I'm so grateful for this journal. It's one of my favorite tools. I've used it personally for years, and it covers the areas we often don't reflect on. It's not a reflection on the different parts of your life. It's a reflection on the different parts of your life experience that really matters. It's really good stuff. And I'm not leaving you in a vacuum. I'm giving you a tool. And we're going to use it tonight to open up the conversation. But I want you to take yours and actually either use the digital version and fill it out, or print out. If you're a paper girl, print it out. A paper guy, print it out and actually just, really take notes that you can go with, right? So this is really, really good. I think it's powerful. Look at this one by Ellen Goodman. She says there's a trick to the graceful exit. It means leaving what's over without denying its validity or its past importance to our lives. It involves a sense of future, a belief that every exit line is an entry, that we're moving up rather than out. I don't want you to go out of 2024 just be like, bye-bye 2024. Hey, 2025 will come. No, there's got to be a rite of passage. There's got to be a graceful and grateful exit. There's got to be a conversation with the year and with the God of the year to be like, thank you 2024 for the things that you brought. Thank you 2024 for the answers, for the questions. Thank you for the friendships, right? You've got to really print out or just buy yourself this cardboard and just make it your grateful exit cardboard, and just write the things you're thankful for, pin the things you're asking questions about, and just ensure that you exit 2024 the right way. And I'm going to show you a few things I'm inviting you to do. But this, look at it. Wando says this quote is for me. It's giving for you. And I 100% love it. I love it. She says there's a way to exit a season gracefully. You've got to leave what ends, but you can't afford to deny its validity. Listen up. Some of you may feel like denying the validity is saying that it didn't happen. No, denying its validity is when you don't bottle the wisdom that it has for you, right? Because some of you could just be like, I know 2024 happened and I'm grateful for it, but what did it teach you? What did it give you? What are you carrying with you, right? What are you've got to have that conversation with the year and with the God of the year, right? Okay, so and the other thing I want you to do is I don't want you to rush out of 2024. I want you to gracefully, and I want you to regally and royally exit 2024. I want you to juice out the remaining beauty and goodness and wisdom that the year has got for you. I want you to go out of the year shutting the door really gently and moving up is the way she describes it. She says, you've got to carry a sense of future, a belief that this exit line is also an entry and that you're moving up as against moving out. The one thing I want to even layer on this powerful quote is that for some of you, you may discover that 2025 continues effectively something that started for you in 2024 or 2023, right? And if you are in a season that is still a continuum, there are even things I'm going to encourage you to do. Put it in the chats if you can sense that. If you can sense that 2025 is going to now give greater expression to dealings that began in 2024. You can sense that. Fantastic. So if you see that your season is continuing and 2025 is the chapter of announcement, is the public presentation to your private preparations of 2024. And if you see 2025 is the fulfillment of what was forged in you in 2024. And that's actually one of the things about 2025. And I will show you that when we get to the Visioning Summit and the Visioning Retreats. 2025 mirrors 2003, as it also mirrors 2019. Those are preceding years that have an interesting and very similar prototype when it comes to the power of continuums. And you're going to see it in our national life. You're going to see it in society. You see it in experiences around you. 2025 has something about it, and it's a year that will give expression to hidden realities, things that are substantial but hidden. You know, because a thing is not seen doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Selah. So 2025 is going to give substantial expression to hidden realities. So you're going to find a lot of visionaries who are in this continuum, right? And when you are in a continuum, you need strategies, because they are called transfers, and you need strategies that are often similar to those of transitions. A transfer is a kind of transition, and I'm going to show you how to make sense of it. Because though it's that kind of year, you need a different kind of wisdom not to break the flow, so that you carry into the next what is coming from the now, and you just boom. That's fine, Orolua. I'm so pleased to be talking to someone who wasn't even born in 2003, because I'm spending the rest of the decade making a significant investment that will give me 7,000 Gen Z leaders by the end of 2030. 7,000. That's what I'm working on. So I'm excited to have you on the call. I'm going to take a specific number every year, and I'm going to make this remarkable pouring out of my essence and my graces in Gen Z leaders. So surely we're going to do big things together, right? But did you catch that? 2025 is a year that is going to give substantial expression to hidden realities. Because remember, because a thing isn't seen does not mean it doesn't exist. So some of you are going to be in transfers, okay? So I love how this is just it, right? This is just it. Look at these millennials. You are part of, are we not already doing the work together? But this is really remarkable. And for the discouraged soldier, the discouraged visionary who gave 2024 their all, but didn't see much, 2025 is going to be a pat on the back, right? But I'm going to show you what you have to do to really walk in that reality. Anyway, obviously, this is the quote of the day from what I'm reading in the chats. So many of you are saying, DDK, I catch that thing, that this particular quote by Ellen is saying. So we're exiting gracefully, and we're not losing the validity and the importance that 2024 has brought to us. We are embracing this sense of future, and we're making an elegant exit as we make an entry as well, moving up as against moving out. Okay? And this is my quote of the year. There's nothing you can do. You're going to see for a long time. I'm always going to use it to drag wigs and drag face caps. Brendan Borchard is asking us the question that we must keep before our eyes often. There comes a time in the lives of those destined for greatness when we must stand before the mirror of meaning and ask, why? Having been endowed with the courageous heart of a lion, do we live as mice? There comes a time in the lives of those destined for greatness when we stand before the mirror of meaning and ask, why? Having been endowed with the courageous heart of a lion, do we live as mice? This always hits, always hits. It's really the question that we can't afford not to keep our eyes on. And no matter how remarkable your life becomes, you always still have to ask, what am I leaving on the table? What am I leaving on the margins? And when you hear me say that, I'm not talking about you just always aspiring, and always doing. I'm also talking about goals of transcendence in your becoming, heights of love and compassion, depths of wisdom and maturity, widths of generosity and abundance, right? I'm talking about stature and stamina, not just status. And so you have to be intentional. You have to be intentional to keep growing and to keep making the needed investments to be that person that you are by original design. Okay. It's been a great year, 100%. It's been a remarkable year. We got into the year and we started to talk about bold beginnings, resilient resurgence, success systems, wealth transfers, power shifts, the reemergence of the senior citizens. And I have such breathtaking review for you when we come into Vision in 2025 events, the summits, the retreats. And we break down to you what we have seen that is just such light and such confirmation of the answers that 2024 Vision in 2024 gave to us about the year. I've had so many breakthrough testimonials about your bold beginnings, about your bold 2024, about your big bounce backs. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of what you experienced in 2024. I'm so thankful. You know of the epic things that I created at Vision in 2025 Summit. I'm going to give you a big gift. I won't even keep it to the retreat. I'm going to give it to you at the summit. I'm going to show you the 20 most significant breakthroughs that happened to me and I co-created with God in 2024. And I'm going to show you my top 10 insights, my breakthrough insights. I'm going to make it a coaching moment that will give you answers already for 2025. So for all of you who've written to me and those of you putting on the chats who are saying, indeed, DDK, I had a bold 2024. I exceeded my own expectations. I came into new opportunities. I bounced back. I tried my hands on things I've never done. I expanded my vision. I scaled into a different country. I came into a partnership. I made money I've never made. I grew in my character. I opened up more relationships. I stepped out to accomplish a vision that was in my heart. I wrote that book, finished that certification, changed jobs, got that promotion, grew my spirituality. Whatever those bold beginnings were and those major moves, I congratulate you. I congratulate you. And I'm here to announce to you that 2025 is actually the kind of year that I'm going to describe it in 3 ways. 2025 is like a clock with many hands facing many directions. Look, it's the year where if you know how to steer a wheel, it will turn where you want it to turn. Moti Lola, thank you. There is an academy for my vision for Gen Z leaders, and you are actually going to hear about it before this year is over. You're going to be able to, join a wait list and help me understand how best to serve you. So watch out for that. Thank you for asking. So that's the first thing I want to show you. I want you to know about 2025. When we get into the Vision in 2025 events, I'm going to teach you in a way that I have never taught you. For those of you who belong to my community, I'm going to teach you in a way I've never taught you. I'm going to use images that I've seen. I'm not going to use words only. I'm going to use images for you. So expect graphics and symbols. I'm going to use images. Lade, just please let me focus. Right? Yes, thank you, Bukola. And whatever I would bring into the room for the retreats, I would have sent to you, those of you joining virtually. Bukola, thank you so much. We're working on things that further strengthen how we can support you. And you see that it's gotten better. If you watch how we've done the retreat 2022 to 2023 to 2024, observe that we're getting better and better and better at it. So we got you and we're working on that. But I'm going to teach you using role plays. I'm going to teach you using, I'm going to teach you even the sounds of 2025. Look, just prepare for it. Really set yourself apart to come over and be a part of the Vision in 2025 events, especially if you can make the retreat. But at the minimum, get into the summit. And by the way, the summit has a 40% discount that is closing in a few hours by 11:59 p.m. WAT. So as you get off this webinar, I really encourage you. Now I'll share a bit more about it in a few moments. Just I need you here I want to show you something now. That's one way I can describe 2025. It's if you can steer the wheel, envision the wheel of a ship, envision the wheel of a car. If you can steer the wheel, it's going to turn in that direction, right? The headwinds may seem to be leaning in an opposite direction, but it's a year where if you have your rudder, right, the rudder of the ship, if you have it, you're going to be able to turn it. So I want to put the rudder in your hands. That's it. I want to show you what the steering is so that you can turn the headwinds in the direction that you prefer. Anyone who can turn the headwinds in 2025 is going to be a victim of the headwinds because they're going to go similarly in an opposite direction, right? That's the first. The second that I'm going to show you 3 things at this point, but the second that is really remarkable is what I've said to you before, and I'm just going to layer on it. 2025 is a year of transfers, of transitionary transfers. It's a continuum for so many visionaries, for so many people. It's a year that will bring public presentation to private preparations. It's a year that will substantiate hidden realities, right? And it's really for people who have been up to something. People who've been up to something. It's the year of boom, the year of announcement, the year of bringing to light. That's something you've got to watch out for. It's a year where if you have been acquiring wisdom, you will now be justified right? It's you will now be, it will be apparent what you have been doing with your time. You see, you will be a child of wisdom, and wisdom will justify you, and it will be apparent what you've been doing. A third thing that I want to highlight about 2024, 2025 is really around leaving epistles of the blessing. Those who will use this declaration of dominion are going to, you're going to find people in 2025 who will be mobile proof of the blessing, the blessed life, right? And it's all the factor of wisdom triggering wealth and wonders. Wisdom will trigger wealth and wonders. So, you're going to see living epistles, and they may not even have what you consider like the natural, they may not tick off the natural matrix of how a person should succeed. They may not look like they are exceptional, or they may not cut the mark with the way the world judges those who are going to succeed. Do you see this? But they're going to trigger wealth and wonders through wisdom, and they're going to be epistles, living epistles of the blessing. Is that kind of year, and I am just really excited for you, because we're going to do it together. We're going to get into the conversations together. We're going to build a plan together. I've been working hard, by the help of God, to be able to serve you at a different level. And it's going to be clear to you when we get into the summit and the retreat, to serve you at a different level, to really help you see what you need much more. And that's what we're going to do together. And you're going to be able to access what is yours. So make sure that you are in this intersection of gracefully exiting 2024 and gracefully entering 2025, right? We've got the summit, and I've kept your discount till the end of today. We extended by a week for you. Look, this is what I know often happens. People will dilly-dally, and they'll say, I know it's DDK, I know it's going to be so valuable, I know it's IMMERSE, I've attended before, but should I not? And they'll dilly-dally. Then when they hit the point of conviction that 100% I should do this, the discount would have closed. Then they start to send us these emails, and we'll then have to say, I love you, but there's nothing I can do. And when I say there's nothing I can do, I always mean it, because it's in the hands of the team, and they take no prisoners. So if you have as much as a flicker of conviction, I'm not even asking for a fire. If you have as much as a flicker of conviction that this Vision in 2025 thing that they're doing, maybe is my answer. If you have that flicker of conviction, I encourage you to take action. But remember, beyond when the discount closes, it's still going to be available for you to register up until the end of the year. So if you want to take your time and you don't want to access the 40% discount, I wonder why though, that's fine as well. But if you've got as much as a flicker, and that's what we often say, that little fire is your sign, to make 2025 that year for you. And I know some who have been with us year in, year out at the retreat, who are basically going to be like, DDK, I'm coming to the retreat. I will be at the retreat. And remember that when you join the retreat, you have access to the summit, right? If you get into the retreat, we'll give you free access to the summit. We'll be in the city of Lagos, and we'll stream to all our amazing visionaries. And that is, 2 days, end of January into the beginning of February. It's always so remarkable. And that is where I really get to go very, very deep with senior leaders who mean business in taking ownership of the year. It's the least investment you should make if you can get into a one-on-one coaching with me. My one-on-one coaching sessions are between $20,000 and $40,000. So it's the least investment you should make. It's the way you should start your year. And if you won't be able to sit with me one-on-one, I 100% encourage that you think about getting into the retreat as well. And it's currently in its early bird pricing for some more days. So take action quickly. And I'll see you then. 100%, we're already filling out for a Singapore VIP coaching retreat. I'm really excited also about the caliber of people I'm going to Singapore with this time. And I encourage you, if it's what you are set for, I'll be happy to host you to this exquisite experience, profound days of soul renewing, vision shaping, and life clarifying immersion that also allows you rest, connect with nature, and then sets you up to go win in your year. Okay, wherever you are, at the minimum, I want to please ask you to take advantage of one of these visioning events. I know those that will attend all, and they've done it for years, and I commend you for that investment that you continue to make. Okay, so let us get into this self-evaluation blueprint. I've given you some answers for why you need it. And I promised you that I'm going to share for a few minutes some things I want you to prioritize in the way that you close 2024. So what is that posture of powerful closure? How do you gracefully exit? For those asking, all tickets can be found right at the link on the screen. So, go over there, take advantage. What I'm excited for with the Singapore retreat is that you have instrumental pricing if you start this month. If you start next month, you won't have instrumental pricing. But if you start your payment this month, you'll be able to pay 3 times on a monthly level, December, January, and February. Okay? So yes, that is how that looks. If you want to go ahead and pay for the retreat, though you've paid for the summit, that's fine. Just make that payment, and that's a great thing to do as well. You've not made a mistake. It's an excellent way to upgrade and get yourself primed for the higher version of how I can serve you. Okay. So I said I wanted to share a few things with you that I think is just the game changer that you need for how I want you to close 2024. I've done this year on year. I've taught my one-on-one coaching clients. I've shared with my own proteges, and I have seen powerful visionaries, entrepreneurs, iconic leaders take these simple actions, and it became the door opener to a more remarkable, more significant, more powerful year. Okay, so get out your journal, and I'm just going to offer you a list of these things that I'm challenging you to pay attention to, right? And remember that I've already said to you some of the reasons why reflection is important. Okay. Bukola says, what's the difference between the summit and the retreat? The summit is a one-day virtual coaching experience where I start off on the conversations to show you the direction for the year, where the year is going, important steps that you should take, right? And you also get to listen to 1 or 2 other mentors who provide you guidance about important tools, perspectives, actions for 2025. The priority of the summit is to offer you a sense of direction about what will happen in 2025. When I get into the retreat, the priority of the retreat is not merely to show you where the year is going. I would also show you where the opportunities are, and then I will show you the leadership action plan, almost like your end-to-end execution roadmap, what you should focus on to be able to max out on your success and create the most remarkable wins. It's also at the summit that the summit is 2 days. People come into the room in the city of Lagos, and they join us online as well. And it's in the room that people are able to also ask me questions directly. So I'm able to step fully into my coaching and prophetic essence, answer questions. I share my own story, which is something I do in smaller rooms. I'm able to share my own journey, the practicality of how I'm getting the results I'm getting, and we share more resources over there. I often always give them a bonus session, to ask more questions and cover more grounds. It's for seniors, it's for leaders, it's for those who feel ready for the next level, and those who don't want to guess the answers. They want to know what to do in a very robust way. So we go deeper. The curriculum is way more elaborate, and that is where I share the secrets. Is really good. Exactly. Tola flew in from Canada last year. I think that is something to highlight. She flew in from Canada. She was with us in the room, and she's saying to you that she would love to be there in 2025 to actually testify, because the retreat was a huge turning point and defining factor. She says, I highly recommend. I highly recommend. I love it. And I've got Oluwaseun saying that the retreat is actually gold. I'm telling you, we know this, and we 100% believe that it's what you need in this season. So what should you be doing? How should you posture? Okay, number one, you ought to pray. You ought to pray. You ought to pray. By every means, you have to find a way to step away from the noise and pray. Okay, you have to pray. Yes, we also had Sharon, who came in from the UK, and she's saying, I second that, Tola, similar experience. So you really, really want to be there. Isaiah says, this is where we actually eat liver for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. This is where we get emboldened to go and do big stuff. The posture of powerful closure, number one, prayer. Prayer. I'm talking about head shaking, lock your room, scream your lungs out, go away into a field kind of prayer. Okay? Prayer. You ought to pray many kinds of prayer. I can curate for you a set of tools after this webinar, and I can share with you some of the specific confessions I encourage you to make at this time of the year, and some prayers that I have used that helped me close out the year really powerfully. So you ought to pray. Number two, you ought to practice guided reflection. Part of what we're doing here today. You ought to take the self-evaluation blueprint. You ought to take the 10 most important questions that we shared with you at the beginning of the year. I can put that in the resource as a bonus for you again. And you ought to go back with those kind of journals and begin to ask important questions, right? You have to pray, then you have to reflect. You need to practice painful honesty and bear your soul before yourself in quietness, right? So you pray, you reflect. Number three, you seek feedback. I could make that number 2B, but let it stand alone. Within the context of reflecting, you have to practice introspection, as you also have to practice, the power of seeking external feedback. So at number 3, you have to seek feedback from people who have credible assessment of your performance. Feedback from your spouse. If you want to do that, how have I been this year? I've already had my feedback session with my children, and I think they were nicer to me this year than last year. I think that they thought I did better, in some things that they specified. And some things they said I didn't do better. I said, those ones, they can never change. I can never stop asking of you to finish your work before you can, have your tab. Those things will never change. But maybe you want to talk to your family. The slide stock, yes, it's just there. I'm just talking through it for you, Isaiah. So you have to reflect, and then you have to seek feedback from your leader, whether at work or in the ministry you belong to, or place you're volunteering, or the board you're serving on, or even from your own board members in your organization. But you have to seek feedback. It's extremely critical. Number 4, you have to give thanks. You have to release gratitude. You've got to give thanks to God, and then you have to give thanks to people. This is the time, and reflection would help you achieve that. This is the time where you actually need to look at the relationship matrix. Again, if you are a part of the IMMERSE community, you already know what that relationship matrix looks like. If you're not, I can include it as another gift that will come as part of your supporting resources. But we've got this relational matrix that allows you to see all the key relationships that impact your vision. And what you ought to do is to take that resource and write out all the people who fit into the specific boxes, and you have to send that email, you have to send that WhatsApp chat, you have to send that text message, you have to make that call specifically. And you can't afford to just generalize and thank everybody. You have to write thanking for specific things that they've contributed to your life and impacted your life with. You have to express your gratitude, your advisors, your consultants, your mentors, your leaders, your colleagues, your associates, your proteges, your team members, your employees. You have to do that, right? So you 100% have to do that. You've got to be intentional about gratitude. So some of you would need to actually pull out your database, and start to put in the details of volunteers who served with you, vendors, speakers at your conferences, yeah. And you reach out intentionally to thank them for the support that they offered you in your year, right? So you've got to give thanks. You give thanks to God, you give thanks to all these important stakeholders that are in your life. Number 5, you have to document and report. You document and report. This is a critical part of what a visionary does. And it depends on, the kind of work that you do. You have to know what documentations matter and what kind of reports matter. But you need to have your end of the year reports. If you haven't concluded on that already, financial reports, project reports, program reports, team reports, performance reports, all those accounting reports, all the things that have to be gathered. And you also want to ask your team members to produce their own parts of the report so that you're able to put things together in the most well-documented fashion. And then you're going to use these reports for decision making now and in the coming days. Number 6, it's critical for you to forgive and reconcile. Reconciliation doesn't always have to happen, but you have to, repent of your own unforgiveness, release that person. And, sometimes you restore the relationship, sometimes you don't, but you've got to experience that emotional release that comes from just forgiving and closing it out and just letting it go. Make sure you take care of your emotions, release the emotional baggage, and don't carry it over into 2025. The 7th thing that you have to do is you have to dump your ideas in an ideas bank. You have to write extensively. When you start to pray, when you start to reflect, meditate, give thanks, ideas will flood your heart. Ideas will flood your heart, and you want to document them. You want to build roadmaps from them. You want to do mind mapping, but 100%, this is an important time to you may not have a clear plan for how you want to execute, and that's fine. We got you on that side. When you come into VCAP 2025, and I'll talk to you about it when we get into the summit. But 100%, we have what you need to execute any kind of big idea you have in 2025. But this is the time for just having that repository where you're putting all these great ideas that you have in your heart. Number 8, you have to celebrate and reward your people. You have to celebrate and reward the people who have built with you this year, no matter what you what your business earns, no matter what your ministry does. You've got to find a way. It could just be a dinner that you gather your people together, a luncheon, it could be gifts. It could even be words of affirmation or certificates or framed awards, whatever it is, but you have to make out time to celebrate. And it could be social media recognition. You might have a remote team. It might be 13th month, or it might be a performance bonus. But this is an important time to celebrate and to reward the people who have built with you. Number 9, you have to create your growth profile, and you have to honor yourself for your growth profile. You make a growth profile where you're looking at your year, right? And you are highlighting all the areas where you have experienced your most remarkable transformation. It could be in the way you communicate. It could be your emotional intelligence, how quick you are to forgive, how you became a better homemaker and you took chaos and overwhelm, or you started to feed your family better. It could be that you read your highest number of books in the year so far. But at number 9, you have to frame your growth profile, right? In the past, I didn't do it last year, but I might do it back again this year. In the past, I'd actually make a picture and then I would highlight all these different areas where I had my most remarkable growths, and I will print that out and celebrate myself. I often make a commitment to do something good for myself, to reward myself if I hit certain milestones. If you've done that in the year, take your milestones, go ahead, enjoy your life, with that reward. And then at number 10, you have to make a declaration of transformation. You have to make a declaration of transformation. You have to, before you leave 2024, establish before God. Sometimes we call it a covenant of catalysis, a covenant of growth, a covenant of transformation, a covenant of better, right? And if you're a spiritual person, you present it before the Lord. You voice print that desire to be better, right? And this is now the space where you get a chance to envision. Now, what I encourage you to do, and this is why I'm not templating the need for goal setting. It's fine if you end 2024 not fully sure what goals to set for 2025. When we're in the same group, we should take a groupie, okay? It's fine if you finish 2024 and you're not super clear on the goals for 2025. In fact, if you've been in a community long enough, you find yourself saying, let me wait for the retreat and then I'll fully consolidate on my goals for 2025, right? So I'm not saying that you necessarily have to have your goals set as at now, but you need this covenant of catalysis, this covenant of transformation. You need to make a declaration and you have to voice print it. You have to write it and voice print it. It doesn't have to be many pages. It could be just a few lines, but you have to look at your life and you have to look at where you want to go next. And you have to make that commitment that 2025 is your year where you're going to grow this way. You're going to invest in this. Now, when you are working on your declaration of transformation, which you still expand as you go on into the year, what I want you to really prioritize is not what you will do, but more the kind of person you will become, right? The kind of person that I'm going to become. That's what I want you to focus on. Who am I going to become? More resilient, more compassionate, right? Stronger, more focused, more empathetic, more visionary. What baggage will I not carry into the next year? How am I going to release myself from self-limiting beliefs? And you've got to make that declaration. You've got to sign it and you voice print it, you declare it. And let's get into 2025. Okay. Now, from these 10 things I have shared, I want you to highlight to me the ones that you have done already. Talk to me about that. Of these 10, highlight what you've done already. Tell me, talk to me. What have you done? Which of this Do you feel like, oh, okay, DDK, thank God, I'm already making progress. Please write it out in full for me. Orelua is asking about how to forgive and reconcile with it. It depends on what's happened. Okay. People are saying, I've got Faye saying guided reflection is already happening. Dump the ideas in an ideas bank. Forgiveness is happening. Giving thanks, gratitude. Prayer, reflection, gratitude. Praying presently. DDK's 90-day prayers. Lovely. Prayer is happening. Prayer and guided reflections. You already have a list of people you want to reward. Gratitude. You have your ideas bank. Celebrating. You've already celebrated those who are building with you. Gratitude, giving thanks, reflection, giving thanks, forgiveness, reconciliation, prayed a bit, some reflection, though not guided, documented ideas, giving thanks. Okay, gratitude. Well done. I really can't see. Okay, I've seen documented ideas, but I can't yet see documented the year and created your reports. That isn't happening so much yet. Okay. No one is worked on their growth profile. No one is celebrating themselves yet, taking themselves out, rewarding themselves. So I love it. Bokon has sought feedback. That is so good. Okay, guided reflection. I love it. Currently praying, creating my report next week. I've done all but voice printing. I'm feeling really encouraged. Well done. That is so good. I've done a guided reflection and gratitude. Everything hits for Chioma. I started with gratitude already. God installed gratitude in me by force this year. The bug of ingratitude is gone forever. Feedback has happened for IJ. I love it. You've created your growth profile. Well done. And you're honoring yourself. Okay, that's really good. Nicole has documented a year in 7 areas and also sought feedback. Kayanea started dumping her ideas in an idea bank. Well done. Already made a list for your structure for next year. Fantastic. Very proud of each of you and quite excited about the steps you are taking to win. Okay, let's spend the rest of our time getting on into our reflection. Remember that you're still going to take this blueprint and you're going to work with it. Okay, so go grab your copy, have it out by your side if you've printed it, or on your digital device if you have downloaded your copy. And we are starting off with pillar 1, which is about God. Is about God. This is the best way to start your guided reflection for the year. And this is where you're really asking yourself about your relationship with God. Did your fire grow? Did your passion grow? Did you lose that fire? This is where you're exploring your study life, your prayer life, your love walk, your ability to give, your lifestyle of worship. This is where you are exploring the instructions. For me, of everything in pillar 1, one of the biggest areas of reflection that I prioritize is I document the instructions I receive every year. So at the end of every quarter, I go back and I look at the instructions and how far I've come. At the end of the year, I collate everything and I start to look at them and say, to what degree did I walk in obedience? Did I get this done? Did I execute this? Did I make these changes? Did I, lean into the into the answers that, that was coming into my heart as I spent time with God? Did I make the changes? Was I intentional in the way I devoted time? And am I already receiving some strong insights or instructions about the new year? What am I going to do about it? Okay. So this is our first pillar. Now, talk to me. Take any of these questions and please share an answer with me. Eliezer says, do we have a guide for the ideas bank? There's no special template. I use my iPhone notes. That's what I use. Some people use Notion. Some people use Google Doc, but it's just an ideas bank, so you can just pour it. I use my iPhone notes because it's synced across all my devices, and because I have separate folders for separate organizations. So Immerse, VCAP, Firebrand, Ideation Hub, Future Forward Female, Kingdom Leaders, Global Alliance, and I have these folders, and I'm able to take a note and write about an initiative and go back and put the dates. It's really just very simple on my side. So for pillar 1, talk to me. Which of these answers, which of these questions do you want to explore and put in the chats for me? Are you receiving strong highlights already? Did you devote time to grow your relationship? If you were to rate your intentionality and spirituality this year, what score would that have? Have you walked in obedience? Have you seen an improvement in your relationship with God? Is there more fire? Is there more passion? What has happened in that space? Who wants to share? Casey says, ILDP was a strategic tool that helped me grow my spirituality significantly. I'm excited because ILDP is our program. That is good. I love it. Gbemi says she used Google Keep for Ideas Bank. I love it. Abla says my relationship with God was dwindling because I went way ahead of God, sadly. Thank you for sharing that. It's going to be a better year coming. Wando says I have a dedicated notes. Sometimes I send voice notes to myself and I upload to the drive. I do that as well. That is really good. Talk to me about this pillar of spirituality as far as you and God is concerned. How was the year? Isaiah says, thank God for 2024 faith and spirituality, best year yet. Okay, talk to me a bit more about what that meant for you. Love what got, I love this one. Love what got better. There was a huge demand on your love walk this year. Okay, Me P says, by God's grace, I have read up to 95% of the Bible this year and deepened my word knowledge. Well done. I'm so glad. Okay, I love this. If it says this year I had a better understanding of how God speaks to me now, that is great. Kindness says my relationship with God improved this year and I'm beyond grateful. Someone else is highlighting ILDP on that side, and I'm glad to hear it. Okay, Peace says, I'd say I had struggles with Bible reading, and I've still been devising a way to double up on that. The Holy Spirit's business and function got more real to me. Oh, how sweet. Okay, well done. Carolyn is sharing with us genuinely and vulnerably that she struggled with obedience this year, but God brought her to the end of herself this month, and now obedience is getting better. Rose Royal says, I slacked in my passion and commitment due to an experience I had, but I learned long suffering and patience. Well done. Well done. Okay, there's a final question here that I really think you will have to answer. And as you start to answer, let me tell you the secret of this question. As you even start to answer, it will brood more and more and more in your heart. It will brood more. Even the things that you didn't know before, they will get activated. And it's the 5th question in pillar 1, where it says, what are the strong highlights, instructions, and insights coming to your heart about 2025? And what are you going to do? I challenge you to really look at this question when you get into pillar 1. It's a breakthrough question because it would open your heart and give you answers. So kudos to everyone. If you grew, if you slacked, I want you to know that it does get better as you make those fresh commitments to your relationship. Something I also would like to give you as we run quickly to some other pillars is that when it comes to exploring your year with God, I want to encourage you to also ask the Lord to show you what you don't know about your relationship with Him, right? It's breakthrough as well. I found it to be very impactful. Ask Him to just brood and just, speak to your heart if you've got that kind of relationship. And actually, anyone can ask that question, to speak to your heart about what you don't know, how He sees you and sees what you share with Him and what you may not know. but that it's been impactful, or that he wants you to know about that relationship. Symbiat says in 2020, I was more intentional about intimacy. This is good. Nen says life with God in 2024 was quite turbulent. There were a lot of times that my spiritual life took the back burner, but things got more settled close to the end of the year. And we've got Kwagdu saying, I feel stagnant. I feel like I should have grown past where I am. It's going to get better. And with the right community, you can definitely make progress. At pillar number 2, we've got goals. Goals, goals, goals. This one is a special one. Okay, goals. So if you were meant to rate your spirituality, your year with God overall, could you give me a rating on 10? 10 being I had the best year. 1 being, look, I'm looking for God. And, I went through a difficult experience, a turbulent experience. I fell far, whatever that is. 5 being, there's room for growth. How would you rate it if you were to put a score on it based on what you desire to experience next year? 6, 7, well done. 7 on 5, 3, okay. 5, 8 on 10, 6, 4, 6, okay. 2 on 10, okay. So let's go on to goals. This is where we are evaluating what kind of attainments matter to you in 2024. This is important. Goal setting is hardly the problem for many people. Goal evaluation is where the secret sauce is. People set goals and they go, right? When you set goals, you've got to run with the goals, but you always have to read them again. You have to reflect on them, and you have to reappraise them to see they're getting you where you want to go. So under pillar 2, this is where we're asking, what were the attainments? What were the desires that were really important in my heart that I wanted to see in 2025, right? And then this is where you also get a chance to look at specific areas of your life and actually say, what goals did I set across these different areas? It's where you're asking, what are the lessons I've learned about why my goals failed or succeeded? How did I do with the different areas of my life based on the outcomes I desired? And then what are my greatest desires and expectation for 2025, right? So we're on goals now. And the first question I actually want to ask is, did you set goals for 2024? Yes or no? Did you actually set goals? Did you frame and document clear plans, desires, expectations, projects that you really wanted to achieve, succeed at, execute in 2024? Did you? Yes or no? Okay. I've seen no. I've seen yes. Yes, I actually did. I did. Okay. I've seen another. Have I seen no? Just that no. I've seen 2 no's now, 3 no's. Okay. Some people are saying, look, I actually set these goals. My next question will be, what tool did you use for your goal setting? Did you use a template? For example, did you use maybe my 90-day life upgrade system where you have this kind of unique goals that you could set? Or did you use maybe our life compass assessment that covers all 12 areas of your life, for which or did you just have these things you wanted to achieve and you listed them out? So did you use a template? Yes, I used a template. Which one? No, I didn't use a template. I used the 12 wheel. Fantastic. It's one of my favorite as well. And then some set their goals based on their organizations. So did you use maybe your organization, you used your work, your career, and then your academics, your business? What did you use? I used the vision board. Okay, I used the life compass assessment. I used the template. Well done. I didn't use any template. I just wrote my goals down generally. I used templates for some areas. I simply listed them. I used the 90-day upgrade. Okay, lovely. Okay, Toby says, look, I didn't set goals, but it ends this year. I used the Wheel of Life template. Well done. Okay. I used the Life Compass assessment. It helped me see where I was bleeding. Okay, and then you set goals based on what the assessment showed you. Okay, I just wrote it on Microsoft Word. I didn't use a template. Okay, I used the smart templates to help map what needed to be done. Well done. Okay, good job. I wrote my goals in my journal. My next question, whether you used a template or not, and I'm going to talk about what approach may favor you going forward, but whether you used a template or not, talk to me about if you kept your goals in an obvious place and where was that, or if it lived in your digital journal or your paper journal. Where do you keep your goals? Was it in an obvious place? Where, if it was in an obvious place, I used a vision board, segmented the goals on various areas, and I set out taking steps that made me achieve them. Well done, Chizoba. Where do you have your goals? Was it in an obvious place, or it was in your journal, your paper journal? It was on your phone note. It was over a wall in my room. Well done. Okay, it was on my notepad and on my wallpaper. Well done. My paper journal was where it was. Okay, Google Sheet and my Apple Notes. Okay, I can't even remember where I wrote it. It lived in my paper journal. Okay, so 3 things already coming through. If you use a template for your goal setting experience, it makes it more guided and it's likely to be more effective. And my top 3 favorite templates that I recommend will be the 12-part life compass assessment that then leads you onto a template for setting goals for each of these 12 areas. And then you can prioritize based on the assessment for what is bleeding, what is being built, and what is blossoming. And then you can layer the Hello Tomorrow book itself, to actually sit and read about each of these areas. The second recommendation is the 90-day life upgrade system that could also be very valuable if you want to know what to prioritize immediately to get results. The third is to explore strategic roadmaps, to use a strategic roadmap templates that can help you capture what you want to do with your different visionary assignments, your business, your career, your ministry, right? And then you can integrate your own, you can then use the life compass assessment for the other personal areas of your life. So if you use a template, it's likely to get you more results. That's the first thing to highlight there. And then the second thing to highlight is if it is vivid, it is going to be attain mind share. If it's vivid and it's in an obvious place, you're more likely to succeed at achieving it. The third is if there's accountability, you belong to a community, you had a coach, you had your own power circle of friends, it increases the likelihood you succeed at it. Number 4, if you evaluated it, you increase the likelihood, or you evaluated the goals, you increase the likelihood that you achieve them. Number 5, if you celebrated them and you made your announcements decently public. And this is actually a powerful goal setting psychology. When you announce your achievements, and this doesn't have to be on social media, it could be to your spouse, it could be to your family, it could be to your own WhatsApp group, your community. But when you announce the attainment of a goal, you are tricking your mind to believe that that is your homeostasis. You're telling your mind this is what we do on a steady, and that sense of celebration and joy propels you even into greater accomplishment, right? Of course, there are a number of other important things about your goal setting process, but I'm glad about the questions you've already given me in just reflecting on 2024. You might already start to see some things that didn't work just by answering this question. Okay, Lillian has said, what is ILDP? This ILDP they're talking about, it's my discipleship program, and we have a wait list for those who will join us next year. We have discipled 3,000 plus kingdom leaders so far. And I'm happy to include the wait list in the recommended resources coming to you, so that if you check it out and you think it's something you're ready for, then 100% do that. Okay, so some other questions to explore is now really around, to what degree did I achieve my goals? And what I would ask you to put in the chats for me, because there are a number of questions we could be exploring together. But what I want you to put in the chat for me as we go on to the next pillar is, if there was one thing that propelled my goal achievement, the top thing of all the things I could share that propelled my goal achievement, what was it? And then number two, if there was one thing that slowed down my goal achievement for the goals I didn't achieve, that is one big thing I know, what is it? Okay. So give me that, or give me those answers in the chat. Give me those answers in the chat. And we'll continue. Let me grab some water. I love what I'm already reading. For me, it was courage. Well done, well done. Self-respect made me achieve my goals, and weekly and monthly reviews. I love it 100%. This is good. Yes, we would share goal setting templates. Omotoni would share goal setting templates for our Visioning 2025 Summit participants, would help you actually go back and set your goals. The future I want, am I catching that? The future I want propelled my goal achievement. Not getting support sometimes from key people kind of discouraged me sometimes. I love it. One major thing that for my achievements this year was VCAP. 100%. I'm excited about that. That's the second VCAP feedback I'm getting, and I'm just so pleased. For those who don't know, VCAP is a year-long accelerator program for founders and for high-level visionaries. And 100%, I would be excited to see you join us this year. But this is really good. The things I'm reading are great. The Mind Reformer says, for me, it was a catalytic community, a working system, and structures that supported my journey. And I leaned heavily into my unique wiring. I love what I'm reading. Lemuela says, I was quickly going to, okay, it's not what I'm looking for. Alex says, one thing that slowed my achievement was lack of a plan and the capital that I needed. I love it. Ajiro again is talking about having an accountability partner propelled my goal achievement. I think I discouraged myself at some point with procrastination. Wow. Look at this one. Oluwabamike says, willingness to face my pain and heal was a powerful catalyst. Janet says, VCAP helped me with structure for my goals and achievements. So good. P says she had support from her parents and her friends, and it propelled her, but lack of inner motivation and low energy. That was something I didn't speak about and was really on my mind. That when it comes to goal achievement, if you overload 1 year with what you should spread out for 2 years, then you could burn out and actually lose the taste and the appetite for your own success. So we have to pace better in the coming days. This is really, really good. These are even coaching answers for those of us on this call. Casey says, one thing that propelled me, reality of my true identity. Wow. One thing that held me back, perfectionism or procrastination. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, we're jumping to number 3, and we could stay here on each of these pillars for a long time, but let's do growth. Pillar number 3, growth. This is 100% a good space, right? But talk to me, if you were to put a scoring to pillar number 2, goals, what would it be? If you were to put a scoring to pillar number 2, what would you rate it overall? The sense of accomplishment, the clarity of goals, your ability to evaluate them, what would that be for you if you were to score it? I've got a 3 from Caroline. How would you rate it? I love this feedback that I'm receiving. If they could be downloaded, I'd appreciate it because it's such a good learning moment. We've got 5s on 5s on 5s, and then we have 7 and 8 and 9 and 2 and 3, 5, 7, 7, 9, 8, 5. Okay, well done. And I'm so proud of each of you. We're on number 3, growth. It's a space where we don't come to a lot, but I want you to know that if you became more intentional about profiling your growth, you will change your life with ease. This is one of my biggest secrets. I'm extremely growth oriented. And to show you how powerful the concept of growth is, there's a whole psychology by Carol Dweck, right? That is around the power of the growth mindset and how the most successful people in the world and those who ultimately become geniuses are not those who have the highest IQ, but those who believe that brilliance is expandable. And you hear me talk about expandable brilliance a lot as a majestic mindset you ought to carry. So growth is big deal. Growth is big deal. And before we even get into that pillar, can I highlight to you 3 of the most powerful triggers of growth? The number 1 powerful trigger of growth is the pursuit of transformation, the pursuit of knowledge, the pursuit of personal emergence and transcendence is a big trigger for growth. That deliberate pursuit. I'm telling you, have you noticed it? The moment you say, I'm paying for this Vision in 2025 retreat, I deserve to be in that kind of room, there's something it already does to your mind. It breaks a barrier. You get into the room, you meet people like Ezeha, Ezine, NDB, Dr. J, Bamike. You meet all these people and you're like, what? There are people doing this kind of things? It breaks another barrier in your mind. So the pursuit of transformation by itself is a trigger for growth. There are people who would, yes, the retreat is both in person in Lagos and virtual. We'll live stream it. You won't miss a bit. Those who join us virtually are here. They will confirm to you, you won't miss a bit. And then we can go to Singapore as well. So that is a big trigger, the pursuit of personal transformation. A second big trigger for growth is the pursuit of visionary accomplishment. The moment you have a project, it doesn't even have to be your own. Volunteer in a group, get into a career, follow a ministry, start a business, serve in an organization, wherever. The moment there's something you're working on, it triggers you into growth. Number 3, increasingly challenging contexts. Increasingly challenging contexts. Something uncomfortable, something you've never done before, something you would shy away from typically. They say, lead the team, lead the project, work on it. Make that presentation before the board. And you're like, oh, this is so uncomfortable. Increasingly challenging context pulls out the greatness in you. Number 4, a big trigger of growth is when you identify with your identity. This is powerful. When you have a compelling self-revelation that makes you say, no, I can't play at this level anymore. The moment an eagle sees that they're an eagle, they stop eating worms with chickens. It's what it is. So there is a self-revelation that unlocks a different level of growth in you. And then number 5, pain, betrayal, disappointments. They either make you bitter or they make you better. And you can make a decision that this thing is going to grow me. This thing is going to grow me. Some of us have had very difficult experiences this year. Some of us have had very great experiences this year, right? And there is a way that we sensationalize success and we make those who are going through a stretching season feel like they're missing something, whereas failure does you more good than success does for you. And in fact, if you have so many successes without the right amount of corresponding failure, you will not have the character to carry a certain level of glory that is associated with success. But we sensationalize success, right? And the book I want to recommend for you, I actually have it right up here. I've read it a few times. It's The Love Affair with Failure by Kunle Shonriyo, and his co-author. This affair with failure is, I want you to go read that book. It's going to shift your mind in a way that unlocks a new love for challenges, for pain, for disappointments. in your life. I mean, yeah, I could start. I don't want to make it a big coaching moment because I just want to see how much grounds we can cover with our journaling. So we're on growth. This is where you're asking what really stretched me in my thinking, my character, my work ethics, my actions. What are the most positive transformations that I've experienced? You have to go here. This is an important space of journaling and reflection about your year. What did 2024 give me that changed me from inside out for the better? And you have to, in fact, let's stay there very quickly. Let's stay there. Talk to me about your top 3 most remarkable transformations. Put it in the chats for me. Put it in the chats for me. Your top 3, and you can give me just one. What is one big, remarkable transformation, personal transformation that you experienced this year? What did you experience this year? That I'm not asking for a trigger. ILDP, Ibade Okubena, was a trigger. No, that's a trigger. So what did it do for you? I'm now asking what it did for you. So exactly, Nana is answering it. Increased audacity. That's now the transformation. ILDP was your trigger. Look at that. My prayer life greatly improved. Understanding my identity, mindset shift, clarity about my life, identity and vision, identity recovery. I love it. Leadership capacity, ability to give and receive hard feedback. I hope I'm not the one you're talking about because I know we work together. Did I give you any hard feedback, Shil? Please come and publicly type it here because I didn't stress you. What do you mean ability to receive hard feedback? And I know you work with me. I know you also have other projects. So let me hope I'm not the one you are trying to talk to. Which one is hard feedback? Who gave you hard feedback this year? Please, oh, please. No, please, guys, spotlight it. Oh, she said, no, ma. Okay, they've spotlighted it. She said it's not me. Oh. Clarity, healing. I organized my first ticketed conference. It made me realize I'm more than meets the eye. I love it. Leadership capacity. God strengthened. God gave me DDK. Wow. Look at that. Confidence in God, strengthened conviction, character development, preservation of the tenderness of my heart in difficult situations, aka hard work. This is good. I started my career as an OAP. It improved my communication skills and confidence. This is good. I came into leadership consciousness. My resilience improved, right? Boluatife, that's how we do it. To profile our growth, this is exactly what we do. We ask ourselves, what is changing in me? And if you're not sure, then you ask people close to you. Look at it, audacity, hard work. Look at that, I love it. This is good. Mindset shift, steady consistency, pursuit for wisdom, light and revelation, ability to hear God in a different way. TT Med, thank you for my flowers. They were a pleasant surprise, and I love you so much. Thank you so much for sending me flowers, for caring for me, for encouraging me. Thank you. So that is so good. Character building. Look, I love this one. Character building through DDK's message. Clarity about my identity and the solution I carry. That is transformation. That is growth. And you've got to hold on to that, right? This is where you're saying, did I become a better person? Did I become bolder? Did I become better? What character adjustments? Now, I'm going to ask you this second one about growth. What part of your natural personality did you have to play down on or completely give up on because it wasn't serving you this year? What part of your personality did you have to play down on or completely give up on because it was not serving you? Talk to me about it. It wasn't serving you, right? It was not serving you. And then I'll ask the last question about your triggers for transformation. What were your biggest triggers? But what did you give up on? I love it. Shyness. Josein says shyness. Aha. Shyness and being introverted, complaining, getting easily irritated. My introverted personality. Look at that. Procrastination, perfectionism. Look at that. I play down on my bluntness. I love this. Extreme emotionalism, seasonal isolation. Oh, this is good. I've got my own community. I love my community. You guys are giving. This is good. Shyness, unconsciously preferring myself above others, hard grip on money, not relating with people I don't know. Feeling I cannot help everyone. I can't help anyone. Over emotionalizing, my laid back attitude. I gave up my domineering trait and I leaned more into my feminine abilities with my husband. This is good stuff. Indecision, emotional immaturity. I grew in my leadership composure, overgiving, excess emotions, my rigidity. Well done. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. Look at that. Now let's talk about what were the triggers, the most impactful triggers of your transformation. What communities, what tools, what resources, what experiences, what feedback, which people contributed the most to your growth? What things contributed the most? What communities, what books, what resources, what programs, what people, what experiences? Look at that. Mojola Olua left many WhatsApp groups. That's my lady. I love it. I love it. I love it. Izia says the lighthouse contributed significantly. The vision code. I tell you that book got it. ILDP, DDK's messages, VCAP. I'm so excited to hear that. FFF Mastermind, VLC, Majestic Manifesto Conference, VCAP, Vision in 2024. Oh, that is so good. I love it. ILDP, my new circle of friends, the mentoring community. We lead Lady Ugochi Obidegu. That is so good. Apostle Joshua Selman's message. New Jersey coaching retreat with DDK. Omotomi, Tony, thank you so much. So much. Future Fort Female. RCCF Futa. Immerse in a Circle. This is good. This is good. Well done. Apostle Aromel Sai. This is very good. Okay, someone says, what is the interpretation of DDK handing me a baby in my dream? I'm not looking for the fruit of the womb. The meaning is that you've got a great vision and it's going to come to pass this year. You've got a great vision, okay? And it's going to happen. I love it. So there's been growth. Now I'm going to run along, but final question. Let me just throw this one in. What is one area that you know you ought to grow, but that growth has not yet happened? Talk to me. Talk to me. An area you know you ought to grow. I love it. The B Women's Conference with Covenant Nation. I listened to DDK for 21 days consecutively. My life took a 360-degree turnaround. Powerful. What is an area you know you should grow? Consistency and decision making. My business, my prayer life, indiscipline, impatience, consistency, spirituality and finance, professional career development, finances and relationship. These are still areas you know that there is growth, but it has not yet happened. Identifying God's purpose for my life, excellence in everything I do, and self-governance, mastery of genius and the expression. Well done, well done. And thank you for being able to highlight what you need. Okay, overall, let's do a scoring. Let's do a scoring. We'll try to cover at least 2 more pillars before I leave you to go and sit into your session by yourself. Your coach has helped you, okay? I'll see how much more I can cover before we release you this precious evening. Now, do your scoring. How would you rate your growth in year 2024 on a scale of 1 to 10? 10 being DDK, I'm a whole different person. And if you're growing, let me tell you a few things that will happen. If you're growing, Your mindset will shift, your speech will shift, your actions, you will take a whole set of different actions. People will observe it and you will get new results, right? You get new results. I love it. This is the pillar that has the highest number so far, and I'm happy to see it. There's been a lot of 8s and 7s. Well done. For the 4s, the 5s, the 6, remember that Vision in 2025 is on the way for you, and this is your perfect time to press in. I encourage you with all my heart. Encourage you with all my heart. Don't back off on the possibility that it has for you. Okay? Don't back off. Intentionally go to visioning or immersecoaching.co/visioning 2025 and stay there. Don't hurry out, and stay there for some time and really look at the 4 programs to be able to say, this is what I need the most. Don't make a decision just looking at the pricing. Don't do that. Carefully observe, listen for your heart, and make a decision, right? Make a decision. I'm closing out Singapore at a limited number, and I'm getting close to that number. So don't dilly-dally. If there's a fire in your heart for any of these events, go for it. Okay? Go for it. I'm so proud of how you've done with Pillar 3. We are now at Pillar 4, which is the pillar of contributions. Glory says, how many meetings are we having in January 2025? It's March and it's confusing me. Welcome to my world, my dearest. In January 2025, there are 4 events. No, apologies, there are 2 events, actually. There are 2 events in January, and in February, there are 2 events, right? In January, we've got the Visioning Summit and the Visioning Retreat. In February, we've got the Visioning Retreat for NGOs, right? And if you attend the Visioning Summit, the Visioning Retreat, except you own an NGO, you don't need to attend the NGO retreat. It's for a separate industry. And in February as well, we've got the Singapore retreat. So hopefully you find yourself somewhere. Don't get stressed yet, because I'm releasing for my community my 2025 events, because you've asked me to release it early so you can plan your year, and I'm releasing that. So imagine what happens when you see the different programs you can be a part of. She said it's too much. How do you have these 4 events? Okay, it's streams, but make sure you find what works for you. You're going to see the descriptions and you can make that decision. Where the pillar of contribution, I feel like this is a space that many visionaries don't make the needed investment in intentionally, right? And I'm also going to show you how 2025, and you will observe that even when we get to the retreat, I'm going to bring back some of the things I have taught you that weren't fully ready, but are ready now, because 2025 is that kind of year. I'm going to bring back for you again the new forms of wealth, because you start to really see them in 2025, right? And when I start to teach you about the 12 forms of wealth, this is for the retreat, not the summit. When I start to show you again, I'm now adding a layer that I didn't have before, and I'm so excited about it. I will now show you what is called the value quotient. It's really good. It's really good. And I'm going to use myself as a case study for a number of these new forms of wealth. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. I will show you the value quotients. So when I show you each of the new forms of wealth, wealth beyond money that you can now use to make money, I will show you the value you can create for these different forms of wealth. It's really good stuff, right? The retreat happens in Lagos. People fly in from different cities to be a part, and you can do the same. But if you can't fly into Lagos, you can join us virtually. The summit is on the 11th of January, Saturday the 11th, and then the retreat is on 20 something or 30th of January, the last day of January and the 1st of February, 30th of January or 31st, whatever the last day is, and then the 1st of February. Those are the 2 days that you actually have for the retreat. And then later in the month of February, we go to Singapore. Okay, so it's 31st of January and the 1st of February. That's how it looks. Okay. So contribution, this is where you are exploring the kind of value you create for others and the impact that you make and that others feel. It's also where you're asking, how do I create value? How do I contribute? Is it through my speaking, writing? It's where you're also exploring the specific gifts, endowments, and skills that you use the most in the year. It's where you're looking at your different service platforms and visionary expressions, and you're asking, what am I most proud of, right? It's also where you're looking at your products and your services, and you're looking at the ones that helped your clients the most, right? So I'm going to ask you just 2 questions on this one as we gradually start to round up. Okay. So the first question I have for you that I think is a question you ought to answer as far as contribution is concerned is the question around what visionary expressions or platforms or gifts did you use the most to create the highest contribution for others? So you can say, I created my highest contribution through my book, or through my business, or through my ministry, or through my speaking, or through my volunteering to support a leader. Where do you feel you created your greatest contribution this year? Where do you feel you created your most remarkable contribution? If you ask me that question, despite how difficult it will be to answer because of my different expressions, I will go for ministry. I would say to you that I believe that I created my greatest contributions through ministry, in 2024. I'm excited. I'm really pleased and proud of the great work we've done in our businesses, but I feel like there was just a different level of grace on ministry. I love it. Through my parenting, well done, Damilola, thank you. Through volunteering, through my speaking, through my conferences and volunteering, well done. Through my volunteering at an NGO, ministry and volunteering, through my book, Stephanie Says, Before 25, where I received a remarkable testimony from a reader, through teaching, speaking, visioning, and thought leadership. I love it. I volunteered at my alma mater as an English language teacher. Well done. Chioma Bethel says, through ministry. Well done. I love it. Through intercession and giving, through my profession as a nurse, that would be, I believe. Well done. Through ministry. I created my highest contributions through speaking, leadership, and teaching. Service at my local church, through my speakings and teaching. I'm so proud of you. Well done. Well done. This is where you created your greatest contribution. I love it. Chibuzo says, it's through my greatest contribution came through speaking personally to people, teaching Bible study in church, parenting, and volunteering. I love how you guys have now added parenting. So maybe that will make me change my answer. Maybe I'm not going to say my highest contribution is through family because, I'm loving that particular one. Well done. Through my speaking every day. Mrs. Notch, I've missed you. Fantastic. I love this particular dimension of contribution that we've been able to explore. Okay. I want to ask you one more question under contributions, and it will be, as an entrepreneur, leader, or creative, if you were to highlight a specific product that was really impactful, or a specific service that had such an impact on your audience, what would it be if you were to name it? Maybe a book, an app, a program, a conference. What's the name specifically? And if it's through your career, I want you to drill down a bit and talk about what you do in that role that had the highest impact. Served my family more, served at my local assembly through my career. Talk to me about a product or a service, parenting conference, retreats, and virtual meetings. Okay, the Transcendence Conference. Well done, Peace. Social media, well done. Yes, the scholarship program at STEM Damsel Academy. School outreaches to female teens. Well done. Temi Tope Oni, Visioning Retreat discount is on. So it's fine if you can't pay today, but the summit discount ends today. Graceful Living Forum, Summit Wonders Mentorship, mentoring youths, discipleship, sessions on business model canvas and its application. Wow. Princess Soldier Summer Academy and podcast launch. Well done. Being a voice to the vulnerable. Well done. We teach HOP, teaching underserved communities and Ikoyi juvenile children. Well done. More available for my husband and children. I'm proud of you. Brand identity designs. Well done. Chibuzo says, being a Bible study teacher, a project in my business that economically empowered African women. Mo, I'm proud of you. Good job. And thank you so much for sharing. Okay, let me find one that I would love to make my last pillar today in this journaling experience. And it will be energy and emotions, because we often don't come there. Okay, but give me your rating for contribution on a scale of 1 to 10. On a scale of 1 to 10, and we'll take just one more before I put you back in the hands of the extraordinary Immerse team today. Okay, give it to me. How would you score this particular pillar? I love it. 8 over 10. You guys are blazing. 8 over 10, 9 over 10, 9 over 10, 7 over 10. Wow, 8 over 10, 8 over 10, 6, 7. This is even doing better than growth, because when there's growth, there'll be contribution. When there's contribution, there'll be growth. They actually lean into themselves. I can see 4 and 5, and I know you're going to keep doing better. Okay, this final one around emotion and energies, or energy and emotions, is just to get you exploring the emotions you felt most recurring that came up again and again, because your emotions are the sensor of actually your life and your lifestyle. Your emotions are the sensor for your life, your lifestyle, and your living. They instantly can tell you if you're having, if you're living well, and they can also predict your health. They can predict your relationships. They can predict your success. So it's an arena you ought to also give, a lot of attention, because it's the space where you're asking the kind of investments you made in your mental health, how you learn to recharge your emotional batteries, what you discovered about yourself that kept you nurtured and going. It's where you're asking, how did I manage my emotions and what do I want to do differently? It's where you're exploring, did I deal with enormous strain or just mild stress, or did I face overwhelm in the year 2024, and where did it come from? And it's also where you're stepping out, building out your commitments for a more wholesome and healthy life in the coming year. So my first question on this side is, what were the 3 most recurring emotions you felt in 2024? The top 3 most recurring emotions. Give me those 3 emotions: joy, fear, love, anger, suspicion, overwhelm, sadness, disappointment, pain, or, inspiration. What did you feel a lot? Pain, regrets, gratitude, joy, gratitude, surprise, peace, anxiety, joy, uncertainty, gratitude, disappointment, helplessness, joy, paranoia, joy, resentment, gratitude, anxiety, fear, frustration, overwhelm, doubt. Look at that. I love the vulnerability, overwhelm, tiredness, and joy. Thank you for sharing with me. Peace, fear, sadness, joy, stress, fatigue, burnout, peace, holy anger, or joy, gratitude, frustration, uncertainty, peace, joy, confusion, fatigue. Thank you for sharing honestly and vulnerably, and I'm so proud of you. Okay, now I'm going to ask you the second of my 3 questions, and we start to pull this together. My second question is, what one big event or what one repeated event contributed significantly to your most recurring emotion? If you are happy to share that, right? What one big event or a repeated event contributed the most significantly to one or all the emotions you felt a lot? So if you felt frustration, confusion, gratitude, what's a big event that really contributed to that feeling or repeated itself a lot and made you feel that way? You know, what contributed to your joy, your overflow? What contributed to that great courage? Okay, my father's illness and death. Wow. I'm so sorry, Dion. And I pray that your heart gets the succor and the healing that it desires. My dad's passing. Wow. Betrayal. My dad's health. Poor boundaries that left room for disrespect from others. Lack of support in marriage. The launch of my book. Lack of sufficient finances. Church politics. Self-discovery. Stress and feeling unfulfilled. What caused it? Health crisis led to pain, regret, as well as gratitude to God for being faithful through it. Money management training made you have a better experience. I love that. Painful discovery of gaps in knowledge led to depression. Relationship with God gave me peace and joy in the presence of my challenges. Fear of cars breaking down, overwhelmed by financial difficulties. My master's degree, therapy. Well done. I'm so proud of you. Please let me know. Am I frozen? Can you hear me? Can you see me? Am I still here? Can you see and hear me? Isaiah is asking. You can hear me. Okay, thank you so much. I love it. Now, my final question on emotions and energy is, if you were to rate your ability to curate and create your preferred emotions over and above your external circumstances, how would you rate yourself? If you were to rate yourself on how you have mastered or grown the ability to curate and create your preferred emotions, regardless of your external circumstances, how would you rate yourself? How would you rate yourself? 5 on 10, 5 on 10, 8 on 10, 9 on 10, to just curate your own preferred emotions. 9 on 10, 8 on 10. That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, you're making me need to ask one more question. One more question. NDB's, I'm sure she's already like, get out of my screen. Now, share your emotional toolkit. Share your emotional resilience toolkit. How do you do it? How can you say 9 on 10, 8 on 10? Teach us. How do you choose your emotions? Create the emotions you prefer, even when things are not going the way you want. How did you do it? On a steady, what's your toolkit? Please write toolkit in front of your answer so I know that, you know, that's the answer you're sharing. Please write toolkit in front of it. Okay? Worship, God's word, praise party, declarations, faith in God's word, journaling, choosing to see the goodness of God no matter what, journaling, writing to God. I completely love it. The word of God, worship, journaling. I learned that God is my source. Emotional intelligence. I take deep breaths. Praise songs, God's word. Wow. Inspiring messages, reviewing archives of what God has done. Journaling, gratitude journaling. Spending time in God's presence. Self-awareness, self-reflection, no assumptions. I really love this. This is so good. Honesty, intimacy with God, journaling. This is very good. I'm so proud of you. I'm so pleased with you. I am eagerly looking forward to the miracles that we're going to create together in 2024, as we close out the year, and the breathtaking gifts that 2025 will bring to us. I've had a beautiful time sharing moments with you today. And I still insist, please, that you make out the time to go through the entire journal and fill out your responses. Come back to the replay, which would make available to you, and re-listen to some of the thoughts and let them open your heart in a fresh way. Okay, tell me something you have experienced today that you're glad about. Did you enjoy the journaling? Is it giving you a fresh perspective? Did you feel like you released some emotions? Are you feeling inspired by your life? Are you already even finding some lessons that is homegrown wisdom already coming, just sharing moments together? What would it be for you? What would it be for you tonight? Has this been good? I've loved every minute of being here with you. It's been special on many, many levels. And I will put you back in the hands of NDB, if she's set for us. It made you introspect. You loved it? Okay. Made you know how much you've grown this year. I'm so glad to know that. You felt validated. Gratitude is coming through. DDK equals clarity. I'm happy to hear that. Okay, NGV, thank you so much for this time that you offered
Wow,
me.
wow, wow. I have no words. I'm speechless. Can I see your appreciation for DDK in the chat? I know you've talked about how, like, the emotions that were released, but just say a word of appreciation, a sentence, a heart, an emoji for DDK. This has been, she was just like that voice of wisdom and reasoning in your ears. You were walking through like all that has happened in the course of 2024. DDK, thank you so much. We're so, so grateful. And it's been an amazing time with you all tonight. Just before we go, I want to remind you to take advantage of the Visioning 2024 Summit discount. The early bird discount ends at 11:59 on the dot. And if you think you've had, for those of us who are newbies, if you think you've had an amazing time, just go and secure your spots in the room for the summit and the retreat. If I were you, I will hurry and lock down my spots for the retreat and have access to the summit at once. But if you're not able to attend or afford that right now, in fact, I'm not going to say that, because you can extend your faith and believe that you'll be able to attend and it to come through. So it's been an amazing time with everybody tonight. I want to quickly just address maybe 2 questions or 3 for us as we wrap up tonight. I know a couple of people were asking about the discount, sorry, the manual transfer, bank transfer. If you're having issues with payments, while there are numerous payment options on the website, I'll prefer you do that because it's already an automated system that enters your name into the database once you've paid, so your spot is secured. Please try the different payment options to pay in Naira, pay in dollars, bank transfer, it's automated. But if you still have troubles making payments, please send an email to info@immersecoaching.co and we will be glad. Our customer experience agents are on ground tonight to assist you, right? A lot of people were asking what's the difference between the summits and the retreats. The summits, like DDK had highlighted, will just provide you with the skill set for you that you need to thrive in 2025. It's virtual. and you can join in. All of these things DDK has talked about, and to gain like a significant launch pad in 2025. You will just have, someone said it's like the appetizer, so you have a taste of it. Then if you want to have a full meal, the retreat is power packed, it's 2-day, and there'll be more in-depth teaching, and you have the toolkits that you need. You even have smaller group coaching sessions, whether you're joining us virtually or physically in the room. Then if you want to have a proper destination experience away in a beautiful environment or scenery with DDK and other like-minded visionaries and leaders, please register for the Singapore coaching retreat. If you run a nonprofit or a social enterprise, then the visionary retreat for nonprofits is for you. You don't have to register for the retreat and for nonprofits. You can just go ahead and register for the nonprofit one. So it's been an amazing time for to address the concerns on people, especially newbies, who might have a question about. I know that we've had a lot of people convince you, people that have been there. Okay, someone is saying, do we get a receipt when we pay? Yes, there'll be an automated receipt in your inbox. This is why we advise that you pay with the payment options on the website. Actually, you get a receipt in your email and confirmation of payment and all the administrative emails that come from the team. All right. So if you have questions about why do I need to attend this retreat? Is it really for me? Oh my God, I'm still confused. I have a short video that I would like to play for you as we close out tonight that will convince you and not confuse you. The Visioning Summit, Visioning 2025 Summit, I need to calm down. Visioning 2025 Summit and Retreats with DDK is the place to be as you start off your year. So
hi, my name is Chimsom Chukwemeka.
Hi, my name is Abisade Adenubi.
Hi everyone, my name is Oluwafemi Adeyemi.
Hi, my name is Miracle Wigwe Asalo.
I'm a tech consultant and also a missionary.
I'm founder of Heritage Apparels, a garment production company in Nigeria.
I am a digital designer and brand strategist.
And I'm live here at the Lagos Visioning Retreats 2024.
I got into Visioning Retreat 2024, even though it has been my wife who has been attending the previous one, but I got a ticket this year and I'm very happy I did. Day one was very amazing. It opened us to how to map out your day, how to understand what to do and what to take into your year, the confessions you should say into your year.
The Visioning Retreat for 2024 has been an incredible experience. And for me, tangibly, because we've heard that the year is about bold beginnings.
The sessions we've had today has been very productive on personal development, on how to set out the year, on how to do branding. Especially that for me because I'm very introverted when it comes to self-branding.
Fun fact, I saw DDK posted on an IG. I entered that DM. I was like, okay, is this for ladies only or for guys as well? They're like, no, men can call me.
This is answered prayers to be here. I met DDK at a prayer conference and she was fire and I got that spark and I just have followed her all through since then. And it's been very phenomenal today. Like, it's not just visioning, it's also prophetic.
The retreat has been an exceptional deep diving into how exactly one can create their own reality or their own new reality out of these, visions for the year.
Another thing that stood out for me was when Haoma was, explaining about the LinkedIn thing. You have to put yourself out there, right? So I do a lot of stuff for brands and all that, right? And I scored myself a 5 because I've not been doing much for myself, right? So I now know that I need to push myself out there.
Everything comes together. Like, I'm getting all the mandates for life and I'm also getting prophetic inspiration and push to execute. So it's been an awesome experience. And then if you're not here, I don't know. I really encourage you to, make it to the retreats.
I think you might want to pay for the next retreat.
I'd encourage everyone to either get the replay, get yourself in the room for the next retreat in 2025. It's always a great time to reset for the new year and to just really position oneself for things to unfold.
Hi, my name is Chimsom Chukwu.
All right. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're convinced to be part. Hurry now, take advantage of the discounts. As we close out tonight, I want you to set an intention that you're taking from this meeting into the new year. For me, my own take home would be what DDK spoke about, pillar 1. Ask the Lord to show you what you don't know about your relationship with him. What's your intention from this meeting? You don't have to tell me, just put it in your heart and use it as you reflect on the remaining questions while you're evaluating yourself using the blueprint. If you don't have the blueprint, if you got this link from a friend, please, the link to get the blueprint will also be in the chat as well. So you can download it, it's editable, you can fill it in, you don't have to print it out as well. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. We look forward to seeing you in 2025, our year of the Declaration of Dominion and the year of the blessed life. My name is NDB. I'm your host, or I was your host for tonight. I look forward to welcoming you once again at the summit and at the retreats. Have a good night, everyone, or good evening, good afternoon, from wherever you're joining us from. Bye.
Hi, my name is Chimsom Chukwu.
Hi, my name is Abisade Adenubi.
Hi everyone, my name is Oluwafemi Adeyemi.
Hi, my name is Miracle Wigwe Asalo.
I'm a tech consultant and also a missionary.
I'm founder of Heritage Apparels, a garment production company in Nigeria.
I am a digital designer and brand strategist.
And I'm live here at the Lagos Visioning Retreats 2024.
I got into Visioning Retreat 2024, even though it has been my wife who has been attending the previous one, but I got a ticket this year and I'm very happy I did. Day one was very amazing. It opened us to how to map out your day, how to understand what to do and what to take into your year, the confessions you could say into your year.
The Visioning Retreat for 2024 has been an incredible experience. And for me, tangibly, because we've heard that the year is about bold beginnings.
The sessions we've had today have been very productive on personal development, on how to set out the year, on how to do branding. Especially that for me because I'm very introverted when it comes to self-branding.
Fun fact, I saw DDK posted on an IG. I entered that DM. I was like, okay, is this for ladies only or for guys as well? They were like, no, men can call me.
This is answered prayers to be here. I met DDK at a prayer conference and she was fire and I got that spark and I just have followed her all through since then. And it's been very phenomenal today. Like, it's not just visioning, it's also prophetic.
The retreat has been an exceptional deep diving into how exactly one can create their own reality or their own new reality out of these, visions for the year.
Another thing that stood out for me was when Haoma was, explaining about the LinkedIn thing. You have to put yourself out there, right? So I do a lot of stuff for brands and all that, right? And I scored myself a 5 because I've not been doing much for myself, right? So I now know that I need to push myself out there.
Everything comes together. Like, I'm getting all the mandates for life and I'm also getting prophetic inspiration and push to execute. So it's been an awesome experience. And then if you're not here, I don't know. I really encourage you to, make it to the retreats.
I think you might want to pay for the next retreat.
I'd encourage everyone to either get the replay, get yourself in the room for the next retreat in 2025. It's always a great time to reset for the new year and to just really position oneself for things to unfold.